We are hopefully live and loud for everyone for another week of Sept Imperium plays Curse of Strahd. As I see, I think some people are a little off frame. That one is on me. I have moved locations. As we took the last week off, we are now back, and I'm excited with a whole new space all around me. You guys can't see it, but I see it, and I'm excited about it. All that to say, this should be good. I'm excited for things to come with all of that stuff. Thank you guys so much for having watched. I want to keep announcements as little as or as short as possible. A couple things that we just literally talked about. Sal should be back with better cameras, but we're losing Drake, and that might be a thing that will happen throughout the rest of the night. So if that happens, just freak out with us. Don't worry about it. We'll hopefully get it under control. In any case, that is going on. The other thing, and this goes to all of my East Coast peeps, whether you are in the Polyhedra community, in a game, or just watching along, I hope that the storm is not going to be too bad for you guys. Chris, who has some insight into how insurance claims work, is hoping that it won't be that bad of a one. So hopefully that's what we can be expecting here. But that is pretty much it. Oh, last call out that I wanted to do really quick as well is, again, if you are following, cheering, or subscribing this month, you guys are going to be automatically added for a drawing of Fizz Bands. That's that new guide to Dragons that is going to be dropping actually on October 19th, very, very, very soon. So if you guys are interested in getting a gift code, that's how we're going to do it at the end of the month, the digital gift code, enter with any of that stuff. That is, for the most part, it for me. Is there anything that the rest of you guys wanted to call out before we get started? All right, awesome. With two people gone, I feel like it is my responsibility as a DM to stall for for a little bit. No. It's literally Chris and Jason are off camera. I know that Jason can probably still hear us as he's tending little baby boy, and Chris, I'm sure will be able to catch up here soon, but I think he doesn't have things on. Whatever. If you guys, I will call out, if you guys want to join the community, head on over to the Discord, or alternatively, fill out a, is that? Nope, that's the one, match. Fill those out, we'll be able to get you guys matched. We are opening up new games, and super excited about the ones that are going to be running. By the way, we're going to be starting a Dune RPG system campaign. If you guys haven't heard about that yet, the Dune RPG just dropped not too long ago, and it will be happening on Wednesdays. So if that is something that sounds appealing to you guys, just fill out that form. We'll reach out to you guys. All right, cool. With that in mind, no more delaying. We have Chris back and Jason can listen in. As we dive back in to tonight's session of Curse of Strahd. Previously, you guys had decided to travel to Mount Gakis. In Mount Gakis, you guys hoped to find the Amber Temple, something that Knack had certainly already seen, which of course makes you also realize that Knack is Rel and Rel is Knack on the stream. Let's change that too really quick. And with the hope that
I felt so pretty there.
I mean, it is what it is. As you guys had traveled there, you guys were essentially hoping that you could find out what brought Strahd his powers. By reading the Tome of Strahd, this artifact that you guys were able to receive from Esmeralda, you guys had found out that, well, Strahd apparently had made some kind of dark pact in order to gain the powers that he now has. It appears that not only did he become absolutely obsessed with Tatiana, as her original name was, but ultimately became Irena, in some kind of a reincarnation, as you guys have at least theorized at this point. Additionally, you guys learned that Strahd became obsessed with her, but his brother, Sergei, was much more interesting to her. In fact, Sergei and Tatiana were to be wed, and as it turned out, that was interrupted by one very, probably would call himself an alpha male, one of those people, individuals interrupted the wedding so that he could step in,
I'm just saying, man, y'all needed to recognize that that's a straight up Finn and Gin situation if I've ever heard one.
All right.
Is Strahd an incel?
I think honestly, yeah, he is an incel before incels were incels. But as we are discovering
I
together,
don't even know what that means.
Oh, good. Don't. I mean, look it up. Actually, it's great for educational purposes. Chris, would you like to describe what an incel is, or should we just give the
A
description
member
of
of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
That sounds like Strahd.
On there with the
Yep.
Twitch thoughts.
Oh man. And so, long story short, with all of that, you guys had traveled to the Amber Temple. You saw some kind of vampiress riding a Dracolich that left you guys be as you then battled barbarians and flame skulls. Box person humanoid thing that you guys ended up striking a deal with after having a few tense interactions, we'll call them. You guys ultimately found the Lich that Knack came here looking for, and Knack may have learned some new things while he was within the ancient libraries of this temple. You also, of course, met a new member, and a Dusk Elf like Dagmar, who revealed some of the history of the Dusk Elves within Barovia, and that Dagmar is now the sole adult female within the lands.
Oh.
Dusk Elf.
We don't
big
need to worry about that.
No big deal. It's, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Because Strahd was supposed to get married to a Dusk Elf, and that didn't pan out because the Dusk Elves interfered, and then they stoned her, and he, of course, then, killed all the females. Typical incel stuff. So, again, look it up. Toxic masculinity, Curse of Strahd. It's pretty much it in a nutshell. And
interfered. That's a really light touch.
I was going to say, I was not going to be the verbiage I would use.
Oh yeah, stoned to death. I mean, that is what the individual
interfered.
Interfered.
Had something to say.
Yeah, we had talked about the In any case, as you guys were leaving the temple, this individual and Rel decided to approach a couple of the amber sarcophagi, the large pieces of it that were contained with some of the alcoves, and decided to release the dark entities that were trapped within, striking deals. But at what cost? You guys
Stupid fuckers.
are now walking down Mount Gakis as you guys are once again walking past the now half-frozen corpses of the barbarians that are still littered outside. You look over to Rel, whose black now scales are kind of glistening. You see him kind of consider his own flesh, his scales scintillating. And he looks upon the arm that he had been plucking his scales from previously in perfect condition. The deep scarring and mutilation that he had inflicted upon himself for so long, gone. No trace remaining. Most of you guys feel extremely rough and beat up. Knack looking real spry though, as you guys are walking out of this place.
I thought we were gonna rest in the same room because he told us we were allowed to rest there before we left. That was part of the deal we negotiated.
Correct. All right.
Yeah, I definitely shouldn't be at 48 hit points. I don't know why I'm at 48 hit points. I should be at
you
like
actually took your long
4.
rest.
But I don't have anything back.
Oh,
no, I don't have any of my spell slots back. So it's
probably
just
when I updated you. Yup.
I was like sitting here, I'm like, wait a minute. I shouldn't be spry. I should be like bleeding a lot.
Alrighty, cool. What, if anything, do you guys want to do before, as you guys are kind of falling asleep? And I think, wasn't it? Now I'm trying to remember 2 weeks ago. without looking. Everybody, first off, take your long rest. I just think it was kind of like towards the end that you guys ended up having some of those interactions, including the sarcophagus with Rel.
Well, yeah. So what happened was we all went back. I remember it really well. We all went into the room, and as we went into the room, we were all in there except for the guy, the Knack, and the guy that was not a member of our party, who was talking to the entity, making his deal with the dead. Then as he came back, then Rail left to go do his deal, and as he was doing his deal, Knack approached. We talked to Knack. Knack tried to play it coy, but was terrible and spilled the beans about, hey, by the way, I made a deal that he gets to keep, any knowledge, and we won't get it, and he gets to keep any shiny bits. One shiny bit. And so, and then we were basically resting at that point.
Alrighty. As you guys take your long rest and wake up the next morning nice and refreshed, we'll say. You guys find yourselves now much better looking because magical healing is a thing in this world. And looking at the doors, remembering the promise that you guys made to the fox-headed man, what do you guys do? The same thing, you do see that Rel's body has physically changed.
Now, what's the ratio of black to red scales on me? Am I like completely black? Am I like a burnt red? What's the situation here?
It's like a burgundy meets
More
with
of a
like a nice maroon. There's like a nice
Like
little
a fade to
gradient.
black.
Yeah. It's always a fade to black. Fade to black.
Is it like one of those paint jobs where like you look at it from a different angle, it goes from red to black? Is that would be really cool?
Yeah,
Hell
and there's like this weird suspension that they can just push a button on you where it's like up and down.
Nice.
Little flames coming up.
Exhibit in this bitch.
But yeah, essentially the way that it looks is the outer edges, the very tips of your scales have all been turned into deep black. Everything else kind of like a black that reaches into the deeper parts, and there is a little bit of a gradient, but the gradient you can really only see if you twist your arm a little bit in the light, and as you do, you can see that the very inner parts, the parts that seem to be actually growing out of your skin itself, are almost like this weird oily sheen purple.
Neat.
That's one word for it.
Nothing to be alarmed of at all.
Noted.
Yep.
That's a really neat paint job you got there.
It feels pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah, your arm looks less mutilated, so that's good.
It looks like a good arm. It's been a while since it's looked like this.
Arm.
Looks like you made a deal with the devil.
Well, sometimes you have to lose something to get something.
Yep, absolutely right.
Love someone.
Speaking of losing something to get something, Nike, you got that stuff you wanted identified?
Oh, but here you go.
Okay.
Please.
We have time. I'll ritually cast identify one.
We've got like 3 things.
Yeah, the book, the staff, and something else.
Oh yeah, I got that book too.
the Escher is, I always forget what it's properly called. Ear. All right, so a few things. So first up, Knack, the staff in your possession, as he finishes the identification of it, is a staff. Let me double check that I have the right name here. Where did you go?
Invincibility, super cool.
It is actually literally super cool, as it is a Staff of Frost. A Staff of Frost comes with charges. For those charges can then be used to cast spells like, Cone of Cold out of the staff without you having to do it. It can cast, it has, first 10 charges. It consumes 5 charges for Cone of Cold, 1 charge for Fog Cloud, 4 charges for Ice Storm, or finally 4 charges for a Wall of Ice. It regains 1d6 plus 4 charges daily at dawn, and if you expend the last charge, you get to roll a d20. If you roll a 1, the staff turns to water and is destroyed.
And I have a resistance to cold damage. Ooh.
It does require attunement. Do you want to attune to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. I guess it's reasonable.
He's like, what the hell is this? Nah.
Secondly, the ear. The ear is actually essentially an ear that can produce a lot of wine. Almost like a jug of alchemy, but only producing wine.
Huh.
You, Dagmar, know that this item might seem mundane and stupid and boring to people who have not been raised in Barovia. But to a
Oh, I need
Barovian
this.
who experiences the bullshit you guys have for the past however many months as players, this thing, some people would kill for.
Agmar's about to become way of the drunken monk.
Way of the drunken.
And
monk.
another multi.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. However, lastly, the tome that you find, and as your arcane eyes are glancing over it, it's weird. The pages seem to kind of rearrange themselves. You see how the words are almost overloading your mind, and as you finally are able to push past it at the end of your casting, you realize that this is a tome that, if read over a certain period of time, permanently increases your wisdom score by +2.
By God, this is a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Who could benefit from being more wise?
I mean,
That could always defensively.
You
Yeah.
have like all the magic items.
Yeah, but
And
what's one more?
you keep making deals with people as
What?
bad decisions.
I just made one.
You know.
Listen, you have no room to speak, BT dubs.
Who did I make a deal with that impacted us in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, I don't know. When you made that deal with somebody and everyone got killed, like all
did- who
our
did I make a deal?
family.
You weren't there. You don't even know what happened. If you really want to have this conversation, I'll put you in the ground right here and now.
hey, Dagmar, this is good. Will you
We,
pass that ear
we
over
are
here?
in the ground. What are you talking about?
Rel,
Drink from this side, you drink from this side.
your actions last night state that you could use some wisdom.
We gained so much. We gained so much. You just don't know the full impact of what I did last night.
I don't think I want to. What about you, Dagmar?
I mean, I could always use some more wisdom, I think, but I also have taken a fair share of loot at this point, so I'd prefer if it went to somebody else.
This is not as much loot as it is really like a specialty kind of thing.
Just
I am just made for bad decisions, so I don't think wisdom goes hand in hand with me very well.
so you're
Neither
giving
does
up
it
on
go with-
yourself?
No, I just don't think it's gonna help. I mean, let's be honest. When a boat's got a hole big enough in it, it's gonna sink no matter what you do. And I would say the same about Knack and Rel. Their ships are borderline sunk as well.
Casimir just looks at
thought
all of you
would
guys.
be-
Group cohesion is not your strong suit, is it?
Yeah, this is about normal.
Not
Yeah.
would you have ever guessed.
Okay.
I would guess you or Hoyt would probably be the best fits for it.
Wait. You want it?
I mean, you saw me pinball down a damn chute, so I'm not the wisest person there is.
And I followed suit. So.
I was about to say, somebody did follow that act up immediately.
Okay, Percy. You're on the fly.
I mean, sure. It's what? Yeah, sure. There's no way to not meta this. So I don't. Sure.
Do you feel like being more wise would make you more powerful?
Well, what my current level of wisdom is, it wouldn't make a big difference.
Okay.
But sure.
I think we give it to Dagmar as our only healer. I would like her to be as wise as possible about the decision that she makes. That's my vote.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Pressure on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
I don't have an excuse now. I was given wisdom.
Now, if we fail, it is her fault.
Awesome.
You know, she's always
Healer
giving us
check.
guidance. If you're always giving people guidance, you should be wise.
Why has Ephraim
mean,
swapped over
honestly-
into you too? So,
I feel blessed she's here.
Oh my god.
oh my god. It was a nice
Just walk
campaign,
back into the
everybody.
temple.
Tonight was the last one. Dagmar, I'm just gonna give you the stat block for Strahd. You are Strahd now. Have
Great.
fun.
Fantastic.
But you have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its
my
guidelines in order to get this benefit. So that is one thing. Also, once used in this way, it remains magical, but nobody else can benefit from this for the next century.
Century.
So I get to use it again?
You can gift it
Yeah,
to Strahd. He
for
might be around
elves,
then.
it's great.
Yeah, I was about to say. First, I was going to say your ancestors, your great grandchildren, but then it's like, wait a minute, you'll still be kicking.
Descendants.
This is my stinky
Oh,
cheese.
touche.
Sorry, inside joke.
All right. So Nack's going to take the staff. Dagmar will take the book. What was the third thing? Oh, the wine.
Like that's a third party item, but I'll keep a hold of it.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker.
I used to say that once.
Now,
Well,
how fast does the wine pour out of there?
Oh, we can find out. No.
No, Sal. No.
Chug, chug, chug,
It's-
chug.
It's like at the speed of a normal, just bloop, 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 bloop. Just a little decanter running out. Nothing fancy. Nothing, like an
I mean, it's pretty.
endless decanter or anything like that. It's not quite that. not sprouty.
I want to set it on fire, that's all.
I guess we're going to just head down the mountain. Unless anybody has any other thoughts.
Did we want to? No, wait. That wasn't part of the agreement. Taking care of the witches, was it?
It was not.
He said we could if we wanted to, but
Well, but we also agreed to leave first thing in the morning.
Oh, yeah. You agreed.
I was like, that sounds like a you problem.
yeah, I'm not going in there
no,
without him.
no, I'm not going out.
Y'all are welcome to do whatever you feel confident enough to deal with.
Esmeralda should meet us at the bottom of the trail anyway.
Good
She's
point.
been out and about.
I hope that werewolf lady isn't too mad at us for not helping.
Oh, she
her right
probably
away.
did.
I was gonna try and look on the slightly brighter side, but yeah.
No, she did.
Spoils
She
the
did.
war.
She went to try to free them kids, and
We'll be coming
love
down
the
the mountain
kids.
when we come.
I think she got 8.
She got AIDS.
8.
Oh, 8. I was like, I don't understand the correlation. I was like, I thought you said
Whoa.
8. I was like,
No,
what?
What is
she was
happening?
looking for our aid,
Oh,
but
I
she
got it.
probably got 8.
Casimir just slowly walks away from you guys. No, I'm just
How
kidding.
fast
I
does
would
the
too.
wine
I would
begin
have
to
slowly
fill?
walked away at this point. Shit.
My slow walk away. Stop.
All right, let's start making our way down this mountain, and hopefully, what's her face?
Ah, thank you, Glathy. All right.
Yeah, we're all thinking it.
I knew you all were.
You guys are starting to walk back down the mountain, and as you guys do, the precipitation today is not great. You do see as some clouds have once again formed, and you see on the edges in the valley below and kind of extending out in a large forest that stretches for miles and miles as far as you can see, and then abruptly ends as there's just a massive towering line of mist. The rain that usually falls and depressingly just soaks everything comes down in huge flakes of snow upon you guys as you start heading down the mountain once more. Before we go on, make sure that you guys decrease your exhaustion levels manually if you do have a level of exhaustion.
Oh, it actually went away on its own when I rested.
Awesome.
Mine didn't for some reason.
Yeah, mine didn't. Sorry.
It
My
might also
health
be
isn't accurate either,
because...
by the way.
What should your health be according to you?
I think it was 73 according to my character sheet.
I think I redid the math. Rolling. Let's do this. Let's do this live. Why not?
Oh, okay.
Because you had rolled 58863, so let's do that math really quick.
I was just going off what my character sheet said. Maybe my character sheet's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, mine's wrong too, but I'll update it.
And the one that is missing from that is another +3, so that might be off too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5.
I did the ASI on my Constitution too.
I just
Yeah.
remember.
The worst health for a melee. My
Just-
health is the same as the bard's.
Just remember when you add mine, I do get 1 extra HP
it's
from
another
my
8.
draconic thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead and change that.
I get 1 for every level.
And D&D Beyond for me is also saying I'm at 56 instead of
D&D
53.
Beyond takes the average, which
Okay.
I don't do. That's why. D&D
I don't
Beyond-
have
I thought I
mine
was
set. I have mine
manually
set to manual.
Setting it.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
mine set.
Let me
manual as well.
double check though, because I know.
All right, so Percy, for yours is because you rolled a 58863 and a 3 on the most recent roll, plus the 24, which is your current con score, which is a +3 modifier, times 8, which is your level, which is a 24, which is a total of 65. I just
numbers to follow that. I believe.
You basically pulled out a baseball bat of numbers and hit him over the head with it real quick.
no, because I just had to redo it there as well. I did miss the draconic thing though, so thank you for that, Sal.
Yeah, I put that in now.
Alrighty, cool. You guys head down. There's a lot of snow upon you guys. Everybody made sure to mark down whatever exhaustion level that they were at. You might still have some effects. Let me just mark that down for you guys as well.
We'll be coming down the mountain when we come.
Perfect.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Headless Horseman. We are being hunted still.
Yeah, I'd like to act.
Satyrs, that kind of thing too.
As we're walking, like actively, just kind of keep a gaze around.
Alrighty. Who would like to take the lead on the perception check for the group?
Dagmar.
Dagmar.
She's so wise.
So wise.
It
She's
looks
our
like
scout.
you still have 1 level of exhaustion, so just make it a straight roll.
Oh, it still took it with disadvantage. Sorry, totally forgot to press Alt, but
It's okay. The first roll
it
would
was
have
the
been the
first
one.
roll anyways.
Jesus Christ! What
That's why.
what did you roll naturally? And what was the total? Let's chat about that for a second because it's awesome.
Rolled an 8, so it's an 18 altogether.
Hence, our
Amazing.
scout is the one looking.
So good, so freaking good. So as you push forward, you kind of keep a wary eye, even though you still feel a little tired. You can't help but to look back at the Amber Temple as you guys leave down, looking at, both your Dusk Elf friend and your Dragonborn friends. The way that they both seem to have changed and what the place may have done to them. But you're kind of also holding that book in your grasp. As you guys are walking down the pathway, I need all of you guys to roll me a con saving throw.
A motherfucker.
Don't we have winter gear now, though?
I thought we had warm clothes.
I take it back. Yes,
We
you
do.
guys
Yeah.
did pilfer it from the
Barbarians.
Good.
I was about to say, if I just got rid of exhaustion and get it back, it's gonna suck.
Yeah. Alrighty. As you guys head on down with a thick barbarian gear that you guys have on, stepping down the stairways, or kind of just like the pathway, Dagmar, your eyes are peeled and you look around. The visibility is certainly limited with the heavy snowfall. It's not quite blizzard conditions, but it's just heavy snow coming down, just straight packing upon you guys. You dust yourselves off and it gets harder and harder to walk after some hours. As you guys descend further and further down, you ultimately come back to the spot where you guys had originally camped. Everything completely covered in snow. There's not even a mark that you
Oh,
guys
where we
had
first
passed
met.
through. As you guys push on through and further down the mountain, you ultimately come to the river bend once more. And here it turns a little bit more into sleet rather than just like the snow coming down heavy on you guys. There's some rain mixed in there. It's just like that head wet kind of just slushy that is just covering upon you guys. You're certainly soaked through after a certain while, but it's not quite as extreme temperature cold anymore. As you look around, however, there's no sign of Esmeralda or the coach.
They done stole our whip.
No, like she left to go do stuff. You wouldn't know that though, but we had a friend here.
Yeah.
She went to go do stuff.
As there
It's
was on the ground there's just this beautiful whip that is made out of these little chain links and has like this little explosive thing at the very end and has like 4 I'm not gonna finish that joke. Poor Duden. Fine, I have to.
Is it snowing just as hard down here as it was up there?
No. It's snowing a little bit, but it's mostly just kind of slush. It's like this rain sleet with snow in it.
Any like tracks potentially?
Yeah, you kind of look around and no, actually, you don't see anything recent. You don't see anything that had kind of pushed through. The ground is not so badly toiled or washed away that it seems like it's impossible to track. So you are relatively certain between all of you guys checking out that there just hasn't been a coach through here recently.
Well, I guess we just continue down this road.
Ready?
Should we walk off to the side of it so that we're not completely exposed?
They know where we're at almost all times. I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. Whatever's more comfortable.
Very well. Carry on.
Alrighty.
Did she mention that she was going to the Wizard of Wines? Sorry.
She said that she was gonna go get
Better.
some, and we lost Drake for just a hot sec. That she was going to try to find some friends, get some friends, whatever that means.
Right. Which direction are we going?
Wasn't everybody going to regroup with the Wizards of Wine?
Probably a safe bet.
But then on the flip side, we know that Esmeralda was on the mountains to the north with the last known location of the Mad Mage was also somewhere in those mountains of the north.
Mount Baratok, yep.
So the way I see it, we can either head north that direction, or we can head to the Wizards of Wine, regroup there, and then head north.
Regroup there, see if she shows up there.
They may have other news as well.
As Casimir also says, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm fairly spent still. I would like some time to catch my breath and try to plan for the next stage.
I think that's a good idea.
Personally, I think if we think she might have gone without us to get help, she might be in trouble. Maybe we want to rush and help her, perhaps.
Oh,
You know where
help
she
her
went?
where? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just tell you guys, like, out of character. For Esmeralda, you don't know where she went off to. She just said, I'm going to get some friends. Irena might be somewhere in Mount Baratok, somewhere to the north. And yeah, the only thing that you know is that the people that were once in Balaki are hopefully now at the Wizard of Wines.
Well then, the Wizard of Wine it is.
Ready. As you guys push on, Jeremy, go ahead and roll me a d10 if you would.
Here we go.
If you roll a fucking 8.
Was that what it was last time?
No, it's 4.
Oh yeah, he
No,
rolled.
no.
You
don't know
do
if that's
know
good or
that I
bad.
switched those up between things,
Oh,
right?
but-
They're not always
We
the
We
No,
do now,
no, it's a 4.
motherfucker.
This is not like, oh yeah, 4 is always going to be the Headless Horseman.
It's 8 now.
Now it's
Ten
2
now.
headless horsemen.
It's a headless horseman and his twin, Headless horseman.
Nice.
Hello, Wilbur.
Oh my god. Alrighty, as you guys are walking along the passageway for
Nothing. Never mind.
as you guys are pushing on and get across the bridge once more, you ultimately descend down into the lower reaches and back along this pathway. As you've identified, the quickest way is probably to hopefully just cut through the Swallow Wood or go all the way northward, come back to the point where a bunch of different crossroads connected to the Raven River crossing, and then back south. Would you guys prefer to go all the way north and around and through the proper path, or do you guys want to cut through the Swallow Wood?
Go right fucking through it.
Take my horse.
Yeah, because if we go up north, we have more chances of running into patrols.
I'm glad someone appreciated that, Clancy. Thank you.
And I'm sure we've cleared out all the enemies of Solid Woods, so I have no worries.
Here's my thought process. I agree with you. Here's my thought process.
PTSD.
We are going to get. I think the chances of us getting into a fisticuffs fight is high, no matter what. So if my choice is the direct path that's shorter, or the windy path that's longer, let's just have at it. All right. If we're gonna have a fucking proper scrap, let's
Feels
just
like bait.
let's just go.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Conor
I agree.
McGregor. I'm ready.
Strahd definitely uses unconventional forces. They'll be in the forest just as much as they'll be on the streets.
Fight them in the streets. We'll fight them in the woods.
They're taking it to the
And on
streets.
the
come on.
beaches!
Alrighty. Excited about this one. Alrighty. It's gonna be good. Alright. As you guys walk for quite some time, you get to a ways down the road until you finally at 10ish start feeling the darkness, the cold kind of just like take you guys over. You did shed the completely soaked through barbarian clothes and started carrying them on your packs instead of like having them on. But as you guys keep going on, it's just a heavy, dreary, rainy day. This is like P&W territory during a torrential kind of like rain borderline. It's getting late. Do you guys want to keep pushing through to get to the Wizard of Wines, or do you guys want to make camp where you are?
What time is it?
Late in the
10:01.
evening.
Oh, I always forget the clock's accurate.
It's gonna suck. I think we post up. Dagmar, how long do you need to sleep?
4 hours about.
Okay. Dagmar, if you sleep, I can take first watch. If somebody else can take second watch.
Yeah, I'll take a second. Why not?
Casimir says, I also only need to be in light reverie.
How many we need? 4, right?
we could just do 2 with her
Oh,
and
I
I.
got you.
Are we
Well,
like in the
sorry.
bottom of a ravine here from the what it
Kind
looks
of.
like on the map?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask the group: are we worried that with all the rain and us being here in the bottom of the ravine, we might suffer a flash flood or
If I have to deal with
mudslides?
flood problems in my fucking video game, I swear to God. I swear to God.
What's a flood adjustment on a campsite? What's the deductible there?
Oh,
God.
man.
I appreciate the thought process. Of all the
Amazing.
ways I think I'm gonna die in this shithole, flooding is not high on
I
that
think this
one.
is exactly how I'm gonna die. The fuck?
But if it makes you feel better, we could go up to the top of the ravine and camp there.
I mean, I think that would
If we
definitely
get
be
hit by
better.
like a
Even
dust tornado or some shit.
even
All right.
just if we get ambushed, being at the bottom of a ravine is probably the worst place to be.
All right. Then let's. How long would it take us to get up to the top?
Like an hour, probably, tracking up the thing and to the very top of even that lower hill, just because it's so hard to move through the swampy area. It's not going to give you a level of exhaustion, but it's going to exhaust you guys physically.
Okay, let's do that, and then yeah, our 2 dusk elves can take watch with their little trances.
Little. I feel belittled in a way that even Strahd was not able to do. You cut so deep. Your sun sword is not as hurtful as your tongue. As you guys start trekking upward, Dagmar, you very quickly seem to see something up ahead. What seems to be kind of like almost like a little light that goes on. And by that light, you see what appears to be a carriage stuck within the mud, kind of on its side, and you hear slight cursing. The cursing, however, seems to be a male voice that is carrying barely past the sound of the rain.
I'll let you guys know. I thought it was Esmeralda, but her voice isn't that deep.
Rudolph? Or another entity that wants us dead.
Okay, let's.
Anybody else feel Akbar showing up or? No, okay.
The
someone else.
general?
Do you still have your familiar?
Okay, hold on. We're about. The plan is that we're gonna try to take a rest, one way or another here.
Whether
So
never mind.
let's do this. Let's get into marching orders and go see what's going on here.
I mean, if Knack has his familiar, that would be easier.
Well,
It got blown up.
Hey,
Yeah.
David, can I interject before we do something here? Cast alacrity before we start anything.
Sure.
That you count that as a okay. So I'm gonna cast alacrity as my thing.
That's good.
Separation.
That's
So-
basically, went down.
unless anybody feels differently, let's have all walk up front with Dagmar. We'll try to see what we can see. You guys give us about a 10-foot berth, 15-foot berth. And actually, Dagmar, why don't you go about 10 feet ahead? Because I'm not very stealthy.
That sounds great.
But I'll stay close enough that I can help.
Perfect.
If something was to go sideways. I'll be about 10 feet behind you, and then the rest of the group about 10 feet behind me.
Sounds
That
good.
sound good?
Alrighty. As you guys slowly stealth forward, Percy, go ahead and cast that spell. I think you still have to count it off just because it's one free one per day, but if we don't count it off, then...
I'm going to use a spell, too, if we're going to be going to bed after this.
That was my point. We're potentially going to bed. Might as well just try.
I'm going to cast a spell too.
Assumption. Bold assumption, everyone.
I'm casting
Well,
Armor of Agathis at 3rd level.
Yeah, that shit lasts... that's what I'm doing. It lasts for
8
an
hours.
hour.
Mine lasts for 8 hours too.
1 hour,
so that's-
something like
And
that.
you know what? I'm just going to cast Aid as well.
He's gonna be
David
like,
has fucking
It's
wrong
gonna be
this so many
Rudolph.
times. He's like, I'm trying to introduce a helpful PC to him, and they're literally like, Like
Bring it.
this is like the equivalent of
Nah.
like Marines on the bus, right? And they're like, "All right, we're back to base," and they hit a bump, and every single person's like checking their chamber,
Listen.
pulling their mag out, slapping it, making sure the rounds are fresh in there. They're like,
It's too late. It's too late. This guy's dying no matter what. I want to try my new magic. He's done. He's done. I got new magic to test out.
That
new
goes
magic.
to me, Dagmar, and Knack for the 3 people for aid.
Mark it off. All right.
You did.
All the magic going off. You got there's can only be one Highlander up in the sky. There's suddenly a laser sword that comes into the night as you guys are starting to come down down the mountain. Here they go.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Like the Dothraki charging towards the Lannister army. Just,
Hey, we got
boy.
Khaleesi up front, so it works. Let's go.
Oh. As you guys push on down, you suddenly hear a loud booming voice that seems to be coming from just on the other side of this carriage. If you guys want to imagine this, there's the rocky, muddy just hillock that you guys are descending down. There's not a lot of growth on this in general, as you guys kind of like try to pull a Frodo and Sam right outside of the gates, putting a fucking coat over yourselves. And as you guys push on down, suddenly there's just a loud, magically enhanced voice that goes, "Oh, hello!"
what?
You chopped up super bad, so we didn't hear you very well.
Oh.
First
Was that better, or did that still do it?
that was
No, that was good. That was
I just have to pull it, Jeremy.
God.
See, I'm actually
All right.
disappointed that
Is that how you
Jeremy
respond back?
Yeah. I'm gonna quickly close the gap between me and Dagmar so that we're like now shoulder to shoulder. So worst case scenario, if something happens, we're at the same pace now.
Sorry, in my mind, because Gap became Dag Bar for a second there, and I was like, mind the Dag. I don't know. I was trying really hard for a rogue joke there, but it didn't work
Yeah,
out.
you know.
You are welcome for being participants in this terrible attempt.
That was
As you
a
guys are
bad
pushing
stab
down-
in the dark.
That was a very bad stab in the dark. As you guys are pushing on down,
No.
you see 2 little bobbing red lights, little fiery points within the darkness. And as you do, you can now see the rest of the figure stepping from around the coach. In fact, you actually see more little red lights, but these ones come from the front of the carriage. There are 4 of them, but mostly obscured by what appears to be a equine skull. In fact, a duo of horse skulls attached to fully made skeletons. Knack, you watch as you see a towering 11-foot tall skeletal thing step from around the coach, huge bovine horns extending from its head upward. And just this beautiful, just aquamarine wizard's robe seemingly slung and completely muddied and sad as it's dragging along, waving its hand towards you. Oh, hello! You see the huge bovine-like head, skeletal as it is, moving up and down, the teeth still attached, and just a friendly hand wave in your direction.
Hey,
We're all seeing this. This isn't the wine.
All you ghosts appear and go,
Fuck. I mean,
Drake
same.
It's too much for Drake. Drake can handle
Jake is
that.
like, this is out. I'm out. This is too much.
hey,
I
he
guess
seems
we'll
friendly,
wave.
right?
Don't
Yeah.
want to be rude.
The burning...
Is that a
ahead.
friend of yours?
Friend to be, maybe.
As I'm standing next to Dagmar, I'm gonna elbow her and I'm gonna go, "Am I high as fuck right now? Is that
I-
in a like a 10-foot tall minotaur skeleton thing with wizard robes? that's waving at us and not trying to murder kill us?
I think 11 feet, but yes.
I'm gonna walk up.
Yeah. Do
It kind of
wanna go?
almost
Do
like
I wanna go?
puts his hand behind his back, and you can almost hear that the vertebrae kind of rearranging to be a little bit more formal and upright, as it kind of does a really nice posture. And as it like considers you walking down, it says, "Well, Max, whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?" The voice seems to be thaumaturgically just thrown from the skull's space and towards your direction, much louder than it has any right to be coming from a skeleton.
Greetings and salutations. We are Sept Imperium. My name is Knack. What is your name, kind sir?
Why, well, Mert. Knock. My name is Duolo, and I am purveyor of goods when I'm not. And you see the little skeleton just kind of turn towards the wagon, stuck in a pile of mud. Sept Imperium sounds like a wonderful group of. And he kind of waits for you to fill in the gap.
Adventurers.
Adventurers, my favorite kind of customer. Now, I'm in the unfortunate position of needing some help. If you mayhaps would be willing to lend a hand?
Dagmar, I need a drink of wine.
Already taking a sip. I got you.
I'm gonna like take like a hard swig before I hand it back to her.
Not many vendors around these parts. I think we'd be more than happy to help.
We know.
Yeah.
The dread domains in general are just so underserved. That is why my master decided to have a little bit more business run throughout the domains. After all, so many of your kind end up finding themselves stuck within this land.
Who's your master?
Oh, well, I'm not under a privilege to discuss this. My master is a very let's just say private entity. You hear the rain just prattling against the skull.
Okay,
You
let's
seem to be.
push.
Please, I can compensate you for the help if that's what you're seeking. I simply seek to be on my way. The Barovia is just always so poorly maintained. Strahd really needs to do a better job. So dreary.
Dagmar.
Yeah.
Go see if he's got anything useful for sale. Hoyt, Knack, Percy, Rel. Let's go move this cart.
MP, let's go, baby.
And
Master P, I'm sorry I forgot you. I did not mean to belittle your existence.
Hold on. It says. Does it say? Never mind.
Is this going to be a strength check with all 5 of us or what?
Oh, between all of you guys, you certainly, after like spending a good 20 minutes on it, and it's just back and forth, it's a lot of pivot jokes and just trying to get out of the damn mud pit. Eventually, you guys are certainly able to push it out and get the thing back onto a relatively straight path. It is hard to say. Most of the stuff here is completely covered in it. However, Duolo is just absolutely over the moon grateful for you guys.
This is the best thing that has happened to me in days. Most of the time I am attacked. It's understandable.
Most people tend to be, and he kind of looks at his massive bones that builds the arm and hand that he is,
Somewhat off-put by my presentation, but you see, I was once like you, lost within the many dread domains, but as I lay there dying, I looked upon the face of my master, and I was lucky enough to be returned to unlife. And now I get to travel, which I prefer to do anyway.
You said you were attacked.
Oh, yes.
From which direction do you come
Well,
to this stuck spots you're in.
Then the dread domains is somewhat of a vague term
Well-
that doesn't really apply.
Well, what about here in Barovia? Were you attacked here?
Oh, no. I was not yet. At least, not within the last decade that I can recall. No, but usually the trade within this realm is relatively, let's just say, poor.
Non-existent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've just come into a large sum of money.
That you didn't take with you.
I took 1,000 silver. I don't know
that's
what
true.
the fuck I'm gonna do with it, but I don't know how I could actually carry that in real world, but in D&D world, I took 1,000 silver because we were gonna start like using it to make stuff.
Because I was
Grinding
making that
away
young
at it.
dust.
I just remember like when you were like, "How much you have?" I was like, "Well, how much can my character carry?" And it was like, "What the actual fuck is this nonsense?" It's like how when Finn, our little kobold, could carry more than like a 200-pound whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway,
for real.
well, we've got some interesting things, and what do you have for sale?
He had some thighs on him, to be clear. Let's be fair to Finn. That motherfucker, look.
Got some thunder thighs?
he didn't skip leg day.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he,
Oh my god!
No, he's a kobold. He's always running for his life.
Drake,
Fucking for a
because you asked, you get to roll me a D100
Mm.
4 times.
Okay. 4 times, you said?
Mm-hmm.
If it's anything like last session, he's gonna roll 104 times.
No.
Why
Not
You got
that
a
crazy.
96 in there, though. 15, 54, 96, 62.
I'm just gonna put this out there. My character has 248 gold and 1,000 silver pieces on them, but I only weigh 132 pounds worth of stuff. Hashtag D&D.
You kind of
Carrying around a ton of pennies.
you look into the back, Dagmar, and you do see that there's just like a bunch of suspended, like weirdly, it's like a bunch of shelves that are set up, and within the shelves, upsides down, you see a bunch of just glass potion bottles, stoppered, that are just set in there, almost like upside down, to kind of sit within that. You see that there's an assortment of 5 chests, kind of running all along the outside of the place. As Duola goes,
Well, I have been cleared out for the most part, but let's say, what would you be looking for? I do have some choice elements that you might be interested in. Now, most people do not consider this to be prime choice material, but I do have this set.
and he kind of like waves his hand as suddenly one of the chests flies open. As you look into the chest, it just seems to be an infinite field of a galaxy that kind of twinkles and shines back at you. He flicks his wrist one more time, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 10 floating, look like little balls almost. Little rotational things.
These can be used as, how do they call it? These weird, kind of like you, points towards Hoyt, artificers, yes. These are, bullets, I think they refer to. You can use them in a sling if you want to, or of course load them into, if you have it, a gunpowder operated device. They have a magical enchantment upon them, which makes them impervious to damage and recoverable, if you can recover them.
I don't think we have any use for that.
Oh, well, I was wondering about that. That makes sense. Let's see, what else do we have here?
Chris, roll me a D4.
you said a 4?
Need some armor so I can stop dying. Tell me he's got plate armor. I'll sell Knack.
Well, he has the thing I've been looking for. I came here looking for. That'd be super nice.
What did you get?
2.
Right. With a 2, he flicks his hand back down. The first chest closes. Flicks his second hand as the second chest. Again, you see, this time just like what seems like an infinite blackness. Like it's almost oily and kind of like seems to bob up and down as if it is liquid and almost alive. As he flicks his wrist upward, you suddenly see out of the darkness a long weapon protrudes. You see a long curving blade at the ends as it gets longer and longer and longer, and it's almost 10 feet in reach. As he says,
Now, this finely crafted weapon is said to have been created to slay the horror of desolation of Sakesu. This magical pike was brought in by a group of Azimar who sadly fell to said horror, but it certainly still holds the magical edge that might be required for those who like to operate at a distance.
Go on. I was trying
That's
to
it.
that. And how much would you want for that?
Well, let me do some quick calculations.
Hashtag, does anybody want a pike?
I'm curious. I don't.
Hashtag, can anyone even use a pike?
No, this isn't.
I think you can use a pike, actually.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person here.
Yup.
No, I have proficiency with all martial weapons.
Okay, so
No.
so yeah, me and Rel.
He said long.
I
weapon.
can
thought
actually
was
use
the
it
staff.
too.
I came here looking
Not
for
that
it.
I would need to, but I could.
Actually,
Actually. Oh no, the fedora just fell off your hat.
Pike is two-handed, right? Though, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, pike is
It is
two-handed.
two-handed and a heavy weapon too.
Yeah, I can't hexblade that.
Okay.
You see the thing kind of look.
Sounds like this might not be a hit with the crowd. No worries.
He flicks his hand down as the pike descends back into the blackness. The chest closes upon you guys.
What else do we have here? I know this would be not of interest.
Flicks his hand.
Oh, yes.
How
Armor,
many
you said?
armor?
He looks over as he flicks his hand up, and another one kind of starts rising up. And you see
Yeah, I'm making some deals. I'll make some deals for some armor.
full plate armor starting to rise up. You see that it is incredibly beautifully crafted, but it doesn't have the silvery sheen that you're used to from metal. It doesn't seem to be made out of steel or mithril, silver, but instead it seems to be this completely matte black, giving almost no shine off of it. Like one of those really ugly painted muscle cars that have like that super matte finish to it.
Dude, those are hot. What are you talking about, ugly?
I just wanted to trigger at least one person with that one. But as you see that rise out, he says,
Now, this masterwork armor was taken from the tomb of the lich Manioid. It is potentially cursed, but probably not. Don't worry about it. But
it is, and he kind of walks into this car and like takes the plate that actually just floats out there with him and has it just slowly rotating, like flicks it a little bit as like, and you can see the little burning points of fire are watching Rolak just pass out. Just like he's just so taken aback with the amazing sight of what he sees here. There's just drool running down his face as he suddenly pops back into existence face down in the mud and kind of like comes back up. For Rolak, as a Castle Trust Fund baby, you certainly would recognize this to be adamantine, hardest metal in existence.
Great, so I can't afford it, I'm sure. Okay. How much is this armor?
He says 1,000 silver.
Well,
1,000
I'm about to be glad I have armor back at the Son. Let's just put it that way. Oh no,
As he goes,
this will be 2,000 gold pieces.
And the
Okay.
life of a pound member.
Can
Hold
I
on.
inspect that armor? See what kind of quality it is?
Be my guest.
Would you be willing to trade
Services
something?
to the test.
See what you did there.
Would you be willing to make a trade?
Depends on the item you're offering.
So mechanically, this is what, like 18 AC, correct?
Yeah.
Or
Good
Is this heavy plate?
yeah, it's plate armor, but it's because it's made out of adamantium. That means it can't be crit. You can't be crit as well, correct?
correct?
Yeah.
It has this beautiful, just kind of like
Yeah,
curving.
that's the whole
lines
point of
the helmet and
adamantium.
stuff.
So maybe I won't die every 5 seconds. Okay. I
Out of character, I'm holding it in case you want to kill him. That way, it doesn't go back in the treasure chest.
I'm sure it's magically enchanted to go or something. And I'm sure we'll die if we fight him.
I'm holding it. It just sucks you into the box too.
Yeah. as we all
Astral
get-
Sea, here I come.
He fucking just hits disintegrate on level 20 on all of us. What do we have that we don't currently? We have a few things. We have
Didn't
No,
we get a bag of gems? Or a handful of gems from the treasure room when we were looking around?
yeah.
That can be used for Revivify, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be used for Revivify, so if he's going to other domains, they might be useful to somebody.
Yeah,
might
because
be
we
useful to us.
what?
It might be useful to us.
Yeah, I don't want to get rid. I mean, I know Dagmar can't use them yet, but she will be able to soon.
I can, actually.
Oh, you can?
Hmm
Okay,
I'm
then
there
yeah.
now.
No, we don't want to get rid of those. Can we see how much he'll give us for the decanter?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
I also have the bullets.
Yes!
The +1 flame bullets.
We have this endless decanter of exquisite wine. This is from the Amber Temple itself. From the It was guarded by wraiths of never-ending hatred that we had to slay to liberate. The item was initially cursed that they sprung on us when we touched it, but after we exorcised all of them,
Good word.
Don't forget the flaming skulls.
we were able to take it, but not before we were
And the Amber
ambushed
Golem.
by the 3 flaming skulls of Everburning.
That's all
Lots of
good, but
effort.
you have just a bunch of big wheel cheeses and maybe some flowers you picked on the way, maybe a bunch of like horned helmets. Sorry, I had to make that Skyrim joke too.
I
I've
ate all the
got some
cheese.
butterfly wings.
What
I
would
got
you give us
dragonfly
for this
wings.
for this
Oh my God.
legendary item? In the Dread Domain, having an endless supply of alcohol
It's
One
really
person-
nice.
even said to us directly, it would be priceless.
I think he said people would kill for it.
I
They
think
might
that
even
was
kill for it.
probably your god talking to you within your fever dreams, but yes.
Don't forget, we lended you our services too, so you could go to the other domains and continue selling.
Maybe a friendly
As Roll-
discount?
As Rolex says, and
we
they
could
said,
consider a discount. What would you like to offer in terms of coinage in addition to this?
Well, I can tell you that I have. Really wish I would have taken some more coin. 1,000 silver is only 100 gold. I just realized.
Shit, why didn't you grab the platinum instead?
I didn't grab the silver because money didn't mean anything to us. I only grabbed it because we were going to
Now it
file it down for
does.
spells.
Will you be here a moment so we can go back?
I
we,
can
we pick his vehicle up, we put it back in the fucking mud and go, don't move!
Flip it over.
I can give you. This is what I have to offer. This decanter of legendary origins with the most exquisite wine that your lips could ever taste.
I mean,
I'm
to
a
be
dual
fair, I don't
lips.
really.
Yeah, but
It's-
you're
it's
going to
kinda-
resell it, sir. You're going to resell it.
Fair.
And
Please
I'm a
continue. I
dwarf,
love
you
the
know
pitch.
that I love the booze. It's
Shh,
good.
Mr. Dwarf. Shh. This pitch is good.
Also, and I'm going to pull off my back a longsword. I'm going to go, this longsword has gone across Faerun, killed orcs, humans, elves, undead, a vampire, and then, most recently, helped kill some magical entities.
Is it magical?
Um,
Love the story.
It-
love.
it's
That.
ex-
This.
it-
this
it has
I love it. I
beyond
love
its
it.
merit.
Yeah, I love being
But it is
paid in
not magical.
experience. But all that to say, unless you have a magical item, it.
Okay. I have a
It's stat
magic. I have the magical decanter of endless legend that may or may not be cursed. We also happily moved your cart, and I have.
True.
I've got some random potions.
Ooh.
We have
They're
some
pretty interesting ones too.
So we have the decanter. We have some random potions. What are these random potions, friend?
One of them is the potion of youth. It will make the imbiber appear younger and more attractive for 24 hours.
Interesting.
I have another one. It is called laughter. It is a non-magical red tea that infects the imbiber with cackle fever. A little nefarious, but you know.
Oh,
Also
that's
nice.
amazing. Think of what you could do with that.
Think of what you can do. Oh, yeah, trying to sell me. And sorry, it sounded like you had another one.
Yeah. Mother's milk. It's a dose of pale tincture.
Oh yeah. Listen, if you've never had mother's milk,
No, it's a very powerful poison. Like
Mother's milk is very popular among the incels.
Oh no.
Trade off.
And
Wow.
I also have some +1 sling bullets.
Now we are talking.
We also have some +1 sling bullets.
Dagmar has something that I don't think she has given up yet.
That's because I thought maybe I could still use it.
Oh, you talking about the loot? Or the pipes, rather?
About that. Vampires can still hear.
Does anybody
But,
else have any?
yeah.
So what would you roughly value the items that? Let me first off ask this. So you had said it was the MSRP was 2,000.
MSRP.
Not sure what that term refers to, but yes.
Manufacturer suggested retail price.
So because of our newfound friendship, what would you say? What kind of discount are we talking? 20%?
Might be all right with a little bit of a, what do they call it, a gumball trade. What
If we were to give
were
you
you
the-
speaking of?
Is he?
If we
his
were to give you
long
the
knuckle
decanter-
is pointing towards Dagmar.
Hold on. The decanter of legend. These potions, including Mother's Milk, which may or may not be good, depending on the kind of individual that drinks it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm look over at Dagmar and be like, "This will mean I don't die. We haven't played those goddamn pipes once."
Well, now I want to be extra petty because you're giving up my wine.
Please, I will owe you one.
I think you already do.
Sorry.
Actually, I think
Yeah.
we're even because we both rezzed each other.
You owe me. You owe me so much. I'll pull out the flute.
We also
Uh,
have the pipes of death itself.
Actual literal death as an entity, or like a god of witch death? Which domain are we? Too much.
She
I wasn't
stole
trying
them from
I
death.
wasn't trying to volunteer the pipes. I was actually just saying that to actual Dagmar, but turns out he heard me.
He
You
kind
know?
of flicks
So-
his finger, and the pipes kind of float out. The three tinctures float into the air, and you see the decanter also. As it looks like the Minotaur skeleton seems to kind of reach into a pocket on the side, and then pulls out this massive monocle, sets it where its eye would be, and it's just kind of floating there. You see this thin gold chain extending back down into the pocket itself. Ah, yes, and considers each item slowly, flicks it back into the air. Mm-hmm. Ah, not bad. I would be getting the better trade here. Now, my master has made it very clear that we are to exchange fairly across the Dread domains. We are running a reputable business after all. So, you refer to resing one another, yes?
Revivifying.
Oh, much more appropriate word for our times.
As you suddenly see it kind of like just turns its skeletal hand in midair, and you see a diamond just like suddenly materialize as it grabs it out of thin air.
How about
As he kind of pushes the full plate deeper into your grasp, Burrell, and kind of like pushes you almost to the side, and then puts down the diamond to put in front of you, and it's just hovering and rotating there in front of you, Dagmar.
how about we call this even? You receive the plate. You receive this diamond for your resing. I will take the rest.
Did you have another item in another chest that we could potentially look at?
Hold on, Dwarf. Dagmar, before we move on to the next items, I'm good with this trade if you're good with this trade.
I look longingly at that wine one more time.
Did she have one more drink of it before we...
Oh, naturally. Go ahead.
You know, I never got to try it too. Can
Um,
I take a swig?
Dagmar's gonna
He
empty
flicks his
her-
hand, and you see as some of the rain suddenly seems to form into what looks like tiny little ice shot glasses that hover in front of each one of you guys.
Or would you like?
And he flicks his hand again as the ice extends outward and becomes like a full, beautiful crystalline glass.
Oh yeah, it's much better.
I mean, Dagmar was in the process of like taking out her water skin and dumping it
There you go.
just to have some wine.
Please, go ahead. No need to rush. I
said
have
this.
all the time in existence.
That's so wonderful. Yeah.
All right. We definitely do... my dwarven friend had to use the restroom. But we definitely...
He's just a couple paces away from you.
You look
He's
over
not
and
even
he's like,
walked over. He's just
like,
sitting there.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell y'all something just hilarious while he's gone real quick. So
Oh,
I
no.
taught my 3 and 4-year-old how to pee on a tree, okay? So they don't walk up like you would expect them to go and just do what they're supposed to. This is how they do it.
we can't see you.
Like,
Yes.
arm up, legs spread out, like butt out, like they're like taking a posed picture, and you're like, really? Like, anyway.
You should see
Okay.
Amelia. You should see Amelia pee on a tree.
we
Oh,
we
God.
we will accept your deal, my good sir.
I was
Certainly.
1 second away from trying to make a
Um,
riddle off with him.
while I'm gonna start taking my chainmail off and be like, Dagmar, will you help me with this?
Now you want me to?
Listen, listen. I think we're friends at this point. I've
I
brought you
think-
back from the dead. You've brought me back from the dead. We have a unique bond.
Casimir turns over towards Snack.
Sure.
know how close they are.
Right now, really close.
Well,
Apparently.
What other? That was 3 chests. There was 5 chests. What other 2 items do you have?
Well, this
You
chest
see Percy
kind of-
cross his fingers.
Flicks it open a little bit, and you see what seems like just this airy expanse. You see some floating rocks behind it. You see that there's just like this beautiful staff that kind of reaches out from it, and as it floats up, it's just a
Stop and
beautiful,
look at his face.
beautifully made mahogany staff. No like very expensive adorations on it. No like silvery wings or anything like that.
He goes, well, this one right here was actually custom ordered by a monk within, a very sandy domain. Don't worry about that.
Flicks his finger back down as it descends back down.
Now over here, we do have.
And he flicks it up, and you see as he flicks this one up, there seems to be just a plush, almost like the inside of a massive tent of some sort. Throw pillows everywhere, and you hear in the background the weirdest sound. It's almost like this bum bum ba da ba da bum bum ba da ba da. Like, what the hell is going on? And suddenly there's just like some confetti that's shot out. You hear what sounds like an elephant trumpet kind of. You're like, what the fuck? And what sounds like the roar of a large feline creature. You see a couple of tentacles kind of flash by on the back of this black furred creature. As he flicks up his finger, suddenly you see what seems to be this little wand with tiny little flecks of purple, like tiny purple crystals just all along the edge of it.
Now, this ornate oak wand is a wonderful thing that grants the user the ability to cast magic missile from it.
Okay. And what does it cost?
Well, let me look that up as well.
And how many charges?
This little beauty costs 5,000 gold.
Sorry. The wine
Well,
cost.
hold on. I have a crazy idea.
We do not
It's fi-
accept individuals as payment.
that was my first idea. My second idea is what level magic missile does it fire, and how many times can it fire it?
It's 7 charges. It does fire at the base level, but you essentially can upcharge it. However, there's a chance that the wand becomes non-magical if you expend all at once. It is a wizard's favorite if they find themselves within a battle against another arcanist, especially one that is concentrating upon a spell, perhaps.
But theoretically, you said it has 7 charges?
Yes.
You could cast it at third level. You could do 2 third-level spells and still have a charge left on it.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you can cast it. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Dagmar, question
I
for
don't have
you.
anything else to give up.
I know you don't.
Taking everything from me.
First, he starts taking off his clothes. Like,
My
let's fucking do
things.
this.
I'm trying to think of the only things we have that of value. And what I wanted to, before I talk to this individual, the new reading material you got, is that more valuable to you than theoretically that wand might be? For you. This would be for you.
Can I cast magic missile?
You're a caster. Why not?
Oh.
Why couldn't?
Let me double check. Because the answer might be no.
Oh. Well, then that might. I mechanically, I was just thinking if you didn't really need it, and I would think something like a +2 stat bonus would be worth a shit ton of money. So maybe we could get him to swap Aruskis. And if you had the ability to not expend a spell slot and be able to magic missile, thought that might be beneficial to you.
I gotcha. Yeah. I guess it comes down to.
Because you're pretty much range DPS, and my thought is that could theoretically give you, even if you used it at third level, that's 2 turns. You could have a good damage output spell without expending spell slots.
I really gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Yep.
Sounds good.
There's a tree out there. You're good.
I think newfound wisdom is going to be a little bit better. So then
we'll
I
just go with
feel-
that.
Oh, yeah.
Just go with that then.
I see where you're getting at, but yeah, I think this is going to be more beneficial for all my spells.
Oh, I love the fact that your fucking perception is going to go even higher.
Yeah.
By the way, everyone can use Wand of Magic Missile. Everybody, even a
okay.
non-caster, because it's just essentially a magic item that doesn't require.
I just thought it made the most sense to me mechanically, since we're waiting for people to get back, for either for Chris or Clancy's characters. It made the most sense because they'll be at range and they could, do that. But since Dagmar is like pure damage, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, that might work, but who knows if we.
Dagmar's pure
What's
damage.
a book like that even worth? Any? We're not going to do it now, but what's a book like that worth gold wise? I have no idea. A lot.
Pretty penny, I think.
I was about to say,
But,
I bet like
it's-
7 to 10.
It's a...
Can we buy out his entire inventory for that book?
Well,
For this
he doesn't
book,
have anything
can I
else.
get a
The
wine?
problem is, if he had something else that could help
Well,
someone else.
He had that staff. I can use staffs, but we don't know what that staff does.
The monk staff.
Monk staff.
They're one-handed weapons. I melee in melee.
Yeah. That's technically accurate.
Even Sane Magic prices literally does not list a price for a tome.
Wow, that much.
Because it is worth that much. It's essentially an ASI. It's 4 levels worth of leveling that you get. I was just gonna let you guys know as a DM. Like,
So you can buy out his whole inventory, basically.
My only meta reason for even asking was I didn't know if we were even going to have enough downtime. 48 hours of reading time. We don't get hardly any downtime as it is. So my worry was, is she even going to have enough downtime to consume the book? And it didn't seem like she was interested in it. So I was like, maybe that mechanically would be better for her.
Casimir points towards her and goes, are you interested? Did you ask her?
I was trying to see if it was a possibility. Then I was going to ask. I didn't think it was a possibility. What do you want to do, Dak?
Smart thing would be to keep the book and not trade it in for the wine. So that is what I'm going to do, and I'm sticking to it.
If you want to trade the book for the wine, I'm down.
Wine is so delicious.
No.
I got your back on that.
Man. Amazing.
If you want to make that decision.
You sold it to me for 400. Now it costs 8,000.
Yeah. Right? Right.
Best I can do is this shitty longsword. But it's legendary.
It
has
has
Traveled
legendary
across Faerûn.
experience.
Killed orcs. The first thing that I mentioned, just like my brother.
I'll keep the book and enjoy the wine I did have. I still have.
Not salty about it.
Oh my god.
Hashtag not salty.
No regrets.
No
Not
regret.
even one. Alrighty. You guys finish the exchange as Duolo kind of just bows before you guys, this huge towering minotaur skeleton, and she's like,
Thank you for your business, and remember, Duolo's shop may pop up all over the Dread Domain, so if you find yourself somewhere else, please, do business with us again. Thank
Do
you.
you have
for
like
your time.
a business card if we can, some way to reach you? Is there a spell we can cast to summon you, perhaps?
No, but well, yes. If you are able to cast, let's say, the sending spell, you should be able to get a hold of me.
All right, works for me.
Just one more random question.
Oh,
If-
absolutely.
Next time, if I might be willing to compensate you for the knowledge of how your master was able to link your soul to your body, because that's very interesting.
Necromancer? Necromancer!
You know it!
Well, the entity that has reanimated me is indeed itself a very powerful Draco Lich, so I think has just experimented with it for a very long time, so that's how it came to be. It now exists within Shadowfell, and from there we run our business. Haha!
Can I make one more proposition to you, my good sir?
I have no longer... Oh, yeah, please, proposition me.
Why don't we make camp together tonight?
I would rather not. I do have other domains to be.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, what did that staff do?
Oh, it's very powerful. Actually, it doesn't do much. It was just a custom request by one of the many adventurers amongst the Dread Domains. Sometimes
So
we
it's just
do custom.
It's just a completely mundane staff that looks pretty?
Yeah. Some people are very particular about the look. They requested this specific type of wood and cut, and that's what they got. We even offered to sell them a magical variant of the staff. They said, no, too powerful.
They never met our friend Sal.
Oh, in fact, that was the monk's name.
All right. Well,
y'all rolled a 15. What you guys thought that was gonna be?
huh?
When you rolled your D100,
Sure, I
that's when it
forgot.
was a 15.
Which was the 96?
I guess.
An adamantine plate? What are you talking about? What was the 96?
I mean, we didn't know what that pole arm did, so that pipe.
It's actually an adamantine armor that anytime you get hit, it automatically casts Booming Blade back.
Now you're speaking my love language.
That was just for you, Splatter. Alrighty, as you guys watch the Minotaur get on top of this huge coach, and you see the weird, massive horses start to gallop off away from you guys.
All right, let's
I wine.
let's take our rest.
Yeah.
You could have traded the book for the wine. I would have supported that decision.
No. To try and quote you, enough of us have made bad decisions lately.
You're not wrong.
But I mean, listen, being able to keep that book shows that you already have enough wisdom. You don't really need it. You could have gotten the wine at that point, in my opinion.
Oh my god.
Too late.
Hindsight's fucking 40-40 over
Late.
here.
Things happen in
40.
hindsight.
40? 40?
I know that was the joke. Jeez.
I know, I
get
know,
it.
I liked
Listen,
it.
some people were like, "Wait, you know that's 2020, right?"
No, I liked it.
Jesus.
Oh god.
Okay, who's taking? Which of the two of you is gonna take first watch?
David, it took every part of me not to go. David, I'll give you as much Path of Exile currency as you could ask for if that fucking silver winged fucking staff appears out of goddamn nowhere.
Path of Exile currency.
Listen,
But no amount of chaos orbs or whatever orbs
Exalt,
would
baby.
ever
Fuck chaos.
exalt
Step this shit up.
orbs would be worth just that reaction that you had of
You're
like
telling me your integrity is not purchasable? All right.
no, my enjoyment.
Oh my god.
Yup. Alrighty. As you guys, this is weird. Sorry, it's not calculating the thing. Of course. So, in any case, as you guys make up camp, do you guys want Dagmar to go first, or do you guys want Casimir to go first?
I say Casimir go first. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a preference one way or the other.
That way, hopefully, Dagmar actually gets a full rest in.
I just don't feel comfortable around him. But yeah.
Ah, he seems fine.
Yeah, with a demon pack he
Yeah,
just
we-
made.
You only stoned a woman to death. What
Yeah.
what's he gonna
He's
do?
only
Yeah, and then as soon as we met him, he literally made a deal with a devil.
be like, if I can sleep in between, like, relax, and I can just be like, okay, so you guys are kind of on watch still.
That's how that works.
You're gonna sleep closer to the door in case someone breaks in, right?
Yeah.
Lead one to believe you think I wouldn't wake the fuck up during a break-in.
Yeah.
As Casimir does his watch, and Rolak is pretty much just like it's like a full-sized body pillow as he's hugging the plate armor, just kind of snuggling up to it as much as he can. Even though Rel seems to also be looking lustily upon this piece of nope, just
I
kidding.
can't wear it. I
Oh,
can't
you
even wear
can't?
it.
I thought you could wear it. I take
No,
everything
not
back
having
that I've ever said. Hoyt, however, on the other
Still
hand,
looking lustfully at it, though.
yeah. But his watch goes by uneventfully. Dagmar, go for it.
Alrighty. Do I get my rest in then?
Yep,
So I'm no longer exhausted?
correct.
Okay. I'll make sure.
You now suffer from a condition called sadness because you don't have your wine anymore.
That's true, shit.
So it's the same as exhaustion.
It's just
Damn.
depression.
Yeah, I
Let's
was
just
about to
call
say.
it what it is.
Call a spade a spade.
It still says I'm on disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm trying
But,
to get that removed.
I mean, it was a 4 and a 1. The first roll was a 4, so 14.
Alrighty. As you look out across the vastness in the early morning hours, this twilight, you do hear massive wings now cutting across, and following along the river far, far to the southeast, you can see barely the little blip that seems to be the Draco Lich moving along that path.
Oh, No.
You give it a couple moments. You kind of like wake everybody up tentatively as people kind of like kind of looking around. You guys are bloodshot, tired, very much at a rave. And as you guys see the dragon kind of pull away to the north, does not follow you guys.
Okay.
Yay!
Do we get a long rest?
You guys get a long rest.
Woo!
And with that, we're gonna go on a short break. I'll see you guys after.
You should kill that
Here's the
merchant.
reason that long rest actually matters.
Alrighty, as we're back, and let me double check that we have audio. We do have audio. We come back from a shopping session, which I think this group never thought they were gonna get. It's been in the books. I had it written this entire time. I knew that I wasn't gonna bring it in until you guys at least had the opportunity to acquire some wealth, but I was like, you know, they need it. It's Barovia. There's not a lot of shopping opportunities you can have here.
We started playing in what, September or October of last year? October. We are going on like 9 months or whatever the hell it is, and that's our first shopping trip. Welcome to Barovia, motherfuckers.
You got the Barovian welcome first.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot. Yeah. You want to buy a water skin? It's 65 gold. Oh, you don't have any money because you're in Barovia? Go fuck off. We should go back to that place, see how they're doing. Probably not so good.
Wait, you mean they don't? Shop owners don't just say that?
Is that the door that Junko pissed
That's
on?
not just
It
a
is the door that
thing.
Junko pissed on, but I bet you those people have been enslaved and killed by vampires now.
Probably so.
No,
Serves them right.
they're pro Strahd anyway. I'm sure they're just fine.
I don't think Strahd
Anyways.
cares who's pro or not pro right now. I
Oh,
think he's seeing red.
Blood
As-
red.
Your watch ends, Dagmar, and you guys get your long rest in. The day is once more yours.
Let's keep trekking.
Alrighty.
Keep taking it to the streets.
Just keep trekking. Just keep trekking. Alrighty. Who would like to roll me a d10?
I want to roll.
I haven't rolled one.
Go ahead, Si.
Oh, thank you. I haven't rolled anything all day.
Don't fuck this up.
Yeah, don't. Have you?
Lucky number 7.
Ooh, 7 you say. Alrighty, I'm about
7.
it. Right.
Plus my charisma modifier is a 12.
Noted. Oh man.
Gotta try.
Yup. I gotta turn you down. Oh god, my eardrums.
He goes, gotta turn you down.
It's the alcohol.
I've got it at like 10% now. Like I can't even hear him.
Fucking Andrew Dice Clay
It's
over there
just
yelling.
gonna be miming from Ralph for the rest of the night.
Between Rel and Jeremy, I'm gonna need some fucking eardrum surgery when this is all done.
I did have to turn Jeremy down earlier.
Jeremy,
too.
give it-
just
down
a
over
little
there.
bit. Just a little
Zoom
bit.
in, Jeremy. Zoom in.
Give us your Tarzan howl.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Amazing. All right. As you guys travel on for the rest of the day,
Oh.
kind of get close to the woods. The rain certainly is getting stronger and stronger, and it is starting to kind of like pile down. You see some of the hillocks have had some mudslides as you guys have to move around and pass by them. Luckily, it happened while you guys were not immediately there. However, as you guys get to the tree line, you hear off in the distance, Dagmar, your keen elf ears, plus 10 modifier.
They're taking
pass
the
a perception.
homicides.
I know. It's like that's when he passes. You can hear the massive thrums of wings once more, beating from the southeast, generally through this direction. As you look back, you can see the Dracolich flying low, seemingly trying to keep a lookout.
Are we anywhere close to try and take some kind of cover?
I mean, the tree line is certainly right there for you guys.
Okay. Guys, we might want to book it into the trees unless you really want to deal with Vampire Lady and that dragon again.
Vampire lady had a name. I can't remember it though.
Oh, you can't remember it? Because it seems like you got along with her just fine.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I immediately start sprinting.
All right, as you guys all rush into the tree line, I would like everyone to make me a stealth check.
Her name is Olivia, BT Dubs.
Olivia.
DM inspiration to Jeremy for doing
19.
note taking. Nice.
Does this do automatic disadvantage for stealth? I mean,
I don't believe so.
and that's control.
Yeah,
Is that
I gotta
control
roll
or-
again. I have disadvantage also.
Yeah, hold control.
I apologize.
All right, here's the fun part. Now I get to roll a d6 to determine whose score is actually going to be used.
Not mine.
It's
Let's
mine.
see.
Please not
Two.
mine.
3, 4. Did you roll with disadvantage? Like, oh, I see it now.
I rolled twice because
I see
I
now, I
rolled
see now.
I had a 20 and a 14, so I got a 14.
All right. As the dragon, with its wings kind of beating around, you see upon the back still Olivia, as you guys all could just bolt into the tree line, except for Hoyt, who just like longingly looks up, and you guys have to yank him in the back of the armor and kind of drag him into the tree line, apparently. Exactly. That's how I felt about the comment too.
It's love. What's love got to do with
It's what you guys are singing, which
Emotion.
directly brings the dragon to you guys. But as you see, the dragon actually ends up passing over, and as you guys are kind of hunkering down in the foliage, passes by you, and you escaped notice.
14, by the way, since it was apparently me, is maybe the best stealth roll I've had the whole campaign.
I mean, your first roll was better, which is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because I didn't have disadvantage. I've had
Alright.
because I've been in heavy armor the whole time, so I've always had disadvantage.
Alrighty, as you guys cut through the woods, interestingly enough, it seems like there's mist that is just hanging maybe some 3 feet from the ground, perpetually going around. And as you guys are pushing through, you can almost feel your life force being seeped away as you slowly push past it, through it. It seems to get thicker and taller the deeper you guys get into the woods yourselves. It's almost like as you're wading into a deep lake and it starts reaching higher and higher on your bodies, it starts getting just to about the shoulder line as you guys are like looking at each other, getting more and more worried about the effects. And that is when you ultimately cut through onto the other side of the wood. And from there, up on the hill, you can see the beautiful sight, the Wizard of Wines, apparently still standing.
How'd the grapes look?
Much better, actually.
All right, well, let's go see how Erwin and his Pappy and everybody's doing.
Happy. So I always think of trolls with that.
Every time I hear Pappy, I think of the song White Lightning.
I don't want to. I don't know if I want to
It's-
go there.
Mountain Dew, it's moonshine. It's like from the 40s or 50s, maybe? And it's a song about old Pappy was cooking up moonshine and people would come and try it. And it's called
That
White
ain't George
Lightning.
Jones, is it?
I don't think so.
Well, you know.
Oh, don't worry about that. Shh. Don't worry about these people. Shh, they never existed. I'm glad that Mel and Doonan were in the hidden screen there. Shh. There we go. That feels better, doesn't it? There we go.
We got a giant somebody up in the top left corner.
You do? Oh, you might want to reload.
I see that too.
Yeah, I just had to zoom out a little bit. Well, nope, he's still there.
If you
It's
zoom
okay.
in,
It's me.
It's me.
I can't tell who it is, but it's fucking gigantic. Oh, it is.
You're using
you.
Foundry.
Doesn't
Don't
tell-
update.
Yeah, it was George Jones.
All right.
Of course, Jason.
As you guys are walking up the muddy road once more to the creaking derelict building, the lonely tower kind of rising in the back, you see all of these kind of like this heavy A-frame with a lot of the shingles missing and stuff. However, there's a lot of light and seemingly activity about the place.
Are there any notable defensive measures that have been taken since our last visit?
In fact, you just see that there are certainly a great amount of birds flying about, even more than the last time you had been through here. As you look around, you do see that some of them seem to be reacting to you and fly closer to inspect and then peel off as they realize who you actually are. You walk up to the front door, and there, a few of the raisins kind of turn back into themselves. And you recognize them to be wearing the armor of some of the guardsmen from Valaki, as they salute you guys as you approach. We were given upgrades, he called them.
I see that.
Davian said that this is the only way we can stand a chance. Anyway, he's waiting for you, and so is Irvin, and a young woman came. She said she was looking for you.
Good deal. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for everything you've done.
Not over yet.
Soon.
As you guys push into the place once more, there's a lot of busyness to it. Certainly the two massive vats are again seemingly fermenting wine once more, but the one that was broken seemed to have actually been completely disassembled. Instead, now there is a large table that has been set up. It has what looks like dozens and dozens of parchments laid out. Different drawings and depictions, floor plans, and territorial maps of Castle Ravenloft. You see what are just like different kinds of ink pots and just like mason jars that are set up with like these little brushes. And it seems like they have just been kind of using wine to color across and draw what looks like some kind of a battle plan, actually. At the table, you see the hunched, familiar face of Davian, the patriarch of the family. However, next to him, you also see his son, Erwin. But all of your hearts stop for a moment for the individual that seems to be standing between the two men, with long maroon hair cascading down her back, familiar armor, the little weapon at her side. Zirena. As the you guys are kind of brushing off your boots and kind of stop. Go ahead, Rollick.
Drake was going to say I didn't expect that.
They seem to be deeply engaged in conversation, going back and forth. It seems like Davian is getting worked up about something. It's just like,
No, you're a fucking idiot! That's not the best way we're going to do. We're going to lose all of our troops if we just do a direct assault.
as Erwin kind of responds in the slightly younger, but almost the same tone of voice.
No, listen, old fucking man. It is the only chance we have. Strahd is the linchpin to everything. If we kill him, all the spawn die. That is the only way. We know this to be true. You're going to sacrifice how many people? This is going to be the fucking Mad Mage all over again.
Boys.
As they kind of like turn around.
Call me boy one more time.
And you see Davian's smile kind of crookedly go up. You can see their multiple teeth kind of missing. Some wooden... They're not teeth, but something just pushed in there to kind of like be a replacement. Irvin kind of like just beams a big smile. But it is truly Irena who steals the show, for when she turns around, you do see slight scarring. Beautifully healed, just like almost like this thin line around the outside of her face. But indeed you see it is Irena's face looking back at you. She looks at you. There's just a little bit of a smile. And then a little bit of frown. She bows her head. It took you long enough.
Girl, if you knew everything we went through.
Well,
Once we figured out what happened to you.
she kind of nods towards Erwin. They've been keeping tabs on you, so I've been filled in. If you knew everything that I have been through.
Yeah, we got the Cliff Notes version, and then we destroyed a mountain afterwards.
Yeah, I think that was Strahd, but I just want to give him as much credit as he's due. He's a fucking bastard. Well, I think I have a lot to talk about. Catch up on.
Yeah, he's a little crazy person.
Oh, just a little bit. Not very much. It's good to see you, though. Well, most of you.
Yeah.
Who are you? Looking towards Percy. Rel.
Eddie. Name's Percy.
We're more traveling adventurers that have joined the group. My name's Drell. The red, now blackish dragonborn. Don't ask.
Okay. Do you have some kind of epic name that I should refer to you by? Looking at you, Percy.
You should have some. You say epic name?
The black, but not so black, now red. Something along the lines. As she kind of gives a wink towards Rel.
No, my name is Percy.
Right? I just wanted to give you the chance to forever set the name that I will call you by, but Percy it is, and I appreciate you for that. Well,
His enemies call him Percy without mercy.
Hey!
My God.
I doubt that Strahd will do that, but it would be nice to hear it coming from his words. In any case, she looks between Irvin and Davian. Do you mind if I speak with them for a little bit? Davian
One quick
kinda
question before we
grumps.
step off. Davian, have your eyes in the sky spotted Esmeralda?
Yes, we were following the carriage. That's how we kept track of you. But then it disappeared into the mists and we could not follow her. Damn Vistania. So no, is the answer.
And then he disappears into the
Drake is like,
mist.
I don't get my
Into
Esmeralda
the
anymore.
mist.
I am done. This
didn't
entire
like that answer
campaign
at
is
all.
over. But if you don't have the Esmeralda, it doesn't matter anymore.
It just picks the perfect moment.
Did I
to
even-
connect.
Did I even ask the question?
Yeah,
you
you
did. You did.
Like,
Okay,
fuck this, I'm
I
gone.
literally, I
Bye.
did, and as I finished it, I looked and everybody wasn't moving. I went,
Yo.
bye, everybody. Bye.
He finished explaining, and then you disconnected.
Yeah.
So it was like you were
Amazing.
like,
It's like you hated that answer so much.
Click.
ah!
For your benefit, Drake, she disappeared into the mists. The Were Ravens could not follow, and they don't know where she is.
Like, geographically, like, cardinal direction, what way was she heading?
Southward, but as Davian says,
It's, as far as the Vistani have explained to me, it does not matter what direction you go. It is more where you will yourself to be after.
Okay.
Outside help. Not a bad idea.
Cool. Davian, would you, could we get some drinks while we go and catch up with her?
I want free fucking wine.
and he kind of just like grumpily walks off, like hobbles as Erwin just rolls his eyes.
Listen, it's been a very difficult time. He didn't participate with the Mad Mage the first time, and now that he's back, he thinks we're all going to die, so...
The Mad Mage is here?
He looks over towards Irena with like a little bit of a mischievous smile as she goes, "Hey, you're not the only heroes in Barovia."
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Well,
Sorry.
Hold on, time out.
That's
Jeremy,
saying that.
do it.
give it to us, Jeremy. Like somebody's gonna call 911 on him one of these days.
I'm about to say, be careful, David. You might fall back into a wall, but I forgot you got a new house.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
Well,
Okay.
the story does not end there. I was able to converse with him, and, well, after he flung his first lightning bolt at me and I was able to get out of the way of that, I was able to talk him down. Make him be kind, but his mind is gone, shattered, worse than even the abbot. The fucking abbot. In any case,
The abbot's dead. I don't know if they told you that.
the think you don't know. She looks towards Irvin as Irvin goes, "Whoa. The problem with Strahd is he doesn't just kill his play toys. He collects them. Sure,
That
the
makes
abbot
sense.
died, but the abbot is now
A servant.
servant."
That's cool.
Oh, is
Well, Zachiel's also
weird.
dead, and I promise you, he's not serving anything.
You just hear like this beautiful chorus, choiry voice go, "Fuck you," coming from the sword in your mind.
I was curious if you were going to remember that.
The whole time they're having this conversation, I'm standing there, like, I would say probably uncomfortably close. I've been getting uncomfortably close to Arena, looking at her face.
Rude about it.
Kind of
course
takes a
you
step
are.
back. Yes?
Just making sure everything's in order.
Oh, this. Take a walk with me. And she kind of like on the way out grabs just like a large decanter of wine and just kind of walks with you guys as she walks back towards the where the stabling is and where the cart was. Currently gone. She kind of just sits on the edge of that. And you guys can hear there's just dozens of voices talking throughout the large building that the Wizard of Wine is. You see that some people have pitched tents on the sides and seem to be sleeping there. You can hear some voices coming from the backside where the basement is, and Hoyt's not so subtle investigation there. As you guys sit there, and she kind of takes a big swig and hands it over to you guys. Piss poor, terrible fucking wine, especially compared to this is like the what is that box wine called? The really bad box wine.
Boone's Farm? No, that's not Boone's Farm. Oh, God.
This session not
It
brought
begins
to you
with an
by
F.
Franzia, Fran, something like that. Frasier, the show.
Fraser. I am Fraser Terrain, and I am
It's
listening.
MASH.
Walmart's Classic Reserve.
Yeah, exactly. Worse than that. It is worse than that.
It's Franzia.
Franzia. Thank you, Safekiss.
That's Safekiss.
Yeah, he typed it in there in the
Yeah,
chat.
he got it.
Uh,
I mean, it was the same
He
time. It was the
does
same
drink.
time. It was a nice.
he does
double draw.
drink that cheap shit, though.
As you,
Shots fired.
Jesus Christ. Oh, well, shit. As you guys sit there and all take swigs of this terrible fucking wine, just once more really regretting that you guys sold that ear that was clearly worth more than a +2 wisdom tome. It's ridiculous. She is just shaking her head and goes, "Well, listen. I didn't know if you were gonna come back. We discovered some vampires that had been hiding out within Valaki for some time. They had been planning the takeover for a while, and well, Zachiel and I didn't exactly have a lot of places to go. It seemed that the holy bones that were once in St. Andrew's Church had been taken away and were heading in the coffin maker's abode. We tried to go there, but a half dozen vampire spawn suddenly faced us down, and the chances of that between him and I were not great. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an amazing figure appeared, swatted aside the vampires, and extended the hand. The abbot. He had heard that I had come
to Valaki. And with it, certain pieces fell into place. He explained his plan to me, and I refused. However, I could see that Zakiel was... He believed that this was the only way. That his vision that he had received was a sign from his god, and his god is always good. The abbot guaranteed to me that he would heal my wounds, and that at the very least, maybe the bride could act as a diversion for you. I thought to myself, if I could give you a moment, even just a day, what else would my life be worth?
That's a great story. And that makes a whole lot more sense than what we were told. We
What
got
were you
there.
told?
We were separated, which was real swell. And when we got up there, they brought out the abomination, would be the best way I would describe it.
I think Zakiel referred to it as a flesh golem.
There you go. And when we saw it, it was me, Dagmar, and Hoyt, but if my memory is correct. And we saw your face on this creature, and at which time they told us that they had taken it from you. Didn't tell us it was willing or unwilling. Didn't tell us you were alive or dead at first. They just saw it, which then obviously made the situation escalate. Then they were like, oh, she's alive, and we let her go. But did not make it sound like it was of your accord. And these individuals were not good people. Now, were they trying to defeat someone evil? Yes, but they were not good people.
No, they were not. But neither are we.
Eh, True. I haven't cut in any
Because
innocent
you're a
women's
wink Mac.
faces off recently. But then Strahd showed up. He was none too pleased at the situation.
That almost makes it worth it.
Fight ensued. Strahd tore up the abbot, destroyed the mountain. We killed Zakiel. The flesh golem killed me.
You killed him?
So
Wait a second. He killed himself.
Zakiel actually killed himself, technically. We were beating him up, and he proceeded to self-implode twice. The first time hurting himself very badly, the second time killing himself. And then the flesh golem, aka your replacement, killed me. Then Dagmar brought me back. And yeah, we've had a real swell couple days. We met a headless horseman that killed Finn. Ganon left. Mal left. We've gained some power. We've gained some knowledge. And am I missing anything, boys and girls?
Wine. Sorry. I'm gonna make jokes
wine.
all night.
But the hardest loss the party has suffered, the greatest trial we have had to endure, was we lost a decanter of endless wine.
Erwin's jaw drops as he's just on the door frame, kind of listening in.
As I
I
kind of
know,
give like a
right?
half-hearted smile to Dagmar.
Yeah, I know. That was my reaction too. But he looks snazzy in the new armor, I guess, so.
The decent snazzy armor. Where did you get that?
That's a whole nother story. How tall was he, Dagmar?
About 11 feet.
And what species would you say it was?
He kind of looked like a cow. I've never seen anything like him.
That was what I was going to go with.
I
11
mean,
foot
we
tall.
saw a fake one.
11-foot tall cow that walked like a human, that was a pure skeleton, that had
Did
a
you
shopping
drink
cart.
from this endless decanter of wine?
Oh, heavily.
But he was actually there because we have the armor as proof.
That is true. But I think
His name
maybe
was
you
Duolo?
misremember how... Sure. mhm.
He's a merchant that travels the Dread domains.
That seems a weird business model.
He had really nice robe on.
Oh. Well,
We should have asked him about
Robe,
that.
yeah.
Maybe that was for sale.
Buy his clothes.
Oh,
His
fuck
11
back,
foot,
yeah.
his
Listen.
11-foot long.
A merchant
robe.
will sell anything for profit if they're a real merchant.
Listen, there's two of us here. We could have cut that thing in half when we had both had clothes.
Yeah,
I feel like
small as you are,
there's a German
1983.
saint story about that.
Ugh.
Well, something to
We
add
have-
on my end too. Go
The
ahead.
only thing we had left was to come search for you and the Mad Mage.
Well, half of my story pertains to that and why he is currently upstairs. First, the abbot explained to me my existence within the domain, why I was an orphan, and how I ended up being the Burgermeister's daughter. You see, I was the daughter of another man, but as the abbot has explained to me, apparently my true name is Tatiana, and that I am reborn into this place again and again and again. He explains that what keeps this domain in place is Strahd's unrequited love, or demented, whatever emotion it actually is for me. In a way, I am the key to a lot of this. And that is why he wanted to make this flesh golem. Demented.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. I got to double click on that real quick. I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly, and I'm not trying to be gross here, so I'm just going to be direct. You think they were making a flesh golem so that he could satisfy his physical desires with you?
I
On
don't
this
think
golem?
it is quite as graphic as you're trying to make it be, but more along the lines of...
I apologize. I didn't mean to make it like. Now I get how that came across, so I apologize. Let me rewind it.
I can maybe answer it
When I
this
say
way.
physical, I mean even he wanted the companionship of you.
Yes.
I guess it could go there too. That wasn't my initial intention.
Remember, Rolek, do you remember the toy maker?
Oh, I remember him.
You reacted there?
Technically, that wasn't me, but yes.
That's true. Do you remember your other character?
That's what I was like. I remember, but then like
she
as
tells you the
said
whole
that,
story of the toy maker and this
yeah.
this crazy woman named Dunan that just almost killed a man for making toys, and
Yep.
as she goes, so anyway, she was, I don't know what happened to her, but in any case, I found out later from the abbot as well that Isaac was my brother. We had been separated when we were very young. And the reason we were separated was because my father had figured out what I was, who I was, and taken me as 3-year-old to the gates of Ravenloft. You see, apparently this would have been the first time that Strahd would have been able to get his hands onto an incarnation of me from birth. The implications, the grooming, I'll leave to your imagination. Isaac confronted my father, as the older, and was able to at least throw me off of the cliffside, hoping that I would die rather than to become Strahd's plaything. My father cut off Strasny's arm and left him to die.
That's how he got the...
Strasny made his way towards the abbot and was healed of sorts. The boy had told the abbot about everything. The abbot sent out to search for me, but I was gone. Found by another, the Burgermeister of the village of Barovia, who took me in and raised me. Isaac was too young, his mind too broken to really understand everything he had done, and he became obsessed in his later years with the madness that sets into you when you live in Barovia long enough. He became obsessed with the sister he had lost. And, well, once he found out where I was, he became obsessed, having a piece of that love that he had as a boy. Well, demented. Now, let's pick my story back up when I was done with the procedure. Thankfully, they were able to give me certain herbs that made me forget, made me sleep, pseudo-sleep. I remember watching them, a magical light shining within my eyes. Saw the sharp obsidian blade cutting across the edges of my face. Felt like relief to finally lose this thing that's causing all of this. But then the abbot touched my face and healed it. I'll be honest, I was hoping that I would look as disfigured as the other creatures that he had healed over the years, but my face did not change. Only, and she kind of fingers the scar, remains now. A reminder of the sacrifice and the attempt. Well, they offered me a horse and rations. Enough camping supplies. And so, I asked them where you were. They said they did not know. So I set out for one of the Taroka carts, the one that I figured would be the hardest to reach. I rode into the Baratok Mountains, met some of the wild men that live up there. There is some bartering and some more violent convincing. I was able to get the description of where he lived. I came upon the Mad Mage, and ultimately was able to convince him that we do not mean him harm, that we are not here on Strahd's orders. So, we arrived here. The war effort, if we want to call it that, has been going on? No. Urwin and Davian are proposing the following. We need a way into the castle. Strahd soldiers are camping all around it. Assaulting it directly is almost certain suicide. But if you were to deliver me to Strahd as a peace offering, we could get inside, bypassing the soldiers. Then the actual assault would start. There's still many of the unfortunate ones that the abbot created. They were banished from Kresk. They're going to be here. They will fight. Those few who made it out of Vallaki and some of those who still stay there will fight. We are now preparing. But you will be the ones who will have to strike the blade into the Lord's heart.
There's only one thing. We need to find out where his physical body is laid to rest, to see that he is permanently laid to rest. But then it also begs a question. Do you want to keep living this life over and over?
It's not.
So would you want us to find where you're buried as well?
I wonder if that curse works that way. But I think for me it's just my soul that is reborn. At least that is what the abbot said. My physical manifestation always looks the same.
Something to think about anyways.
Certainly.
If we're gonna go through with this, if things are to go sideways, I'm assuming that you, under no circumstances, want him to be able to take you captive.
We have a plan for that. As Erwin kind of looks between all of you guys. The wooden teeth we have are not just replacements.
Okay.
We actually saw a direct representation of Castle Ravenloft in the and I think somebody here studied it.
Yep. There was in the Amber Temple, there was a model of the castle itself.
Please take me, you took notes.
Did not would
We'll
look at it.
Hoyt, yeah, you took notes and stuff like that. That was just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
cue
yeah,
up
yeah.
for you to say, yes, I did,
Yeah.
and then you can
Yeah.
show them. Yeah.
Of course I did.
Maybe
was
I need that
petrified.
wisdom. Maybe I need that wisdom book.
Sorry, they don't sell those in real life.
No, it's been 2 weeks.
He's overjoyed. He takes the notes from you and starts studying that. Now,
I have a question about your friend upstairs.
that was going to be what I was going to say next, but I can't see you. Why are you hiding around the door frame? What are you doing over there? There you are.
What is his level of involvement going to be?
Well, I was hoping that you could hopefully solve that puzzle, for I don't know how to help his mind, and none of us do. But I was told, as you have now confirmed, you have died and come back from the dead. You must have the
Yeah, it's
ability
not-
to...
It's not fun.
Well, wouldn't it be easier to repair someone's mind than someone's life?
Theoretically. I didn't. Yeah, you know what? I have an idea for that.
What if we kill him and then bring him back?
Knack.
Huh?
Of all the people in this group that's going to come up with ways to heal someone, the person that carries around bags of bones, summons and resurrects as dead people, you should just see your way out of all of those conversations.
Just throwing out ideas.
Dagmar,
Yes.
when we were talking about the diamond before,
Mm-hmm.
what spell were you referencing when you said that you could use it now?
Revivify?
You don't have greater restoration?
Not greater restoration, not yet.
How dare you?
I know.
Well,
I'll see myself out.
Bye.
Okay.
never mind that idea then.
Off to find my mind.
Where is mine?
Dagmar then, second question.
Second answer.
I don't quite fully understand all the voices that you sometimes talk to. I'm gonna go on a leap that you're not crazy. Not 100% convinced. Easy Knack. I'm not 100% convinced either. But we're just gonna.
I'm
Crazy.
not convinced shit. I don't know.
Would any of your 12 personality friends have any insight that could potentially help with this? Helping this gentleman get his mind back.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn around. I'm going to ask that you guys don't look at me like I'm fucking crazy, though.
I'm gonna mouth to everyone, look at her like she's fucking crazy.
I fucking hate you, I heard that.
This
Yeah,
is like
just
summer
turn
camp.
around.
Like, I can't pee when you're looking at me.
Just don't want to feel crazy, okay? Anyways, Elf, what was your name again?
I'll tell you what, in response to that, her eyebrow just goes straight up. Really? How long have we been now traveling with one? You know what? No.
I'm sorry.
I am an arcanist, not a divine caster who prays to some god so that she can get her powers from it. Like some sycophant. No, whatever. Just clear the mind with your heavenly magic powers and we're raised as like hamana god, hamana
But
god,
obviously
right?
I haven't committed and studied as
Well,
much
then
as
you
you
should
have to the
maybe
arts
commit.
and how well you do with the arts,
You're
obviously.
brown-nosing. I don't have an answer for you, dear. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not even gonna try.
No.
You're literally embarrassing me
As you
right now
suddenly
in front of
see her
everybody.
go like, ow, ow,
Because I'm
ow, ow,
looking
ow.
fucking
You see the little dwarf has come up and just kind of pinched her in the just like right in the love handle, but like she doesn't really have one. It's just like the right in the skin there. It's like, ow, that is not nice. As the dwarf goes, well, I think that your friend there probably had to go on a diet. That restoration stuff is pretty good stuff. You sure you can't do it?
I can only do the minor kind, and unless he's deafened and that's what's going on, I don't.
Minor restoration might work.
You usually need something
Plus-
greater than that.
Yeah.
You don't have some kind of a potion, tincture, or anything like that?
I don't think my oil of sharpness is going to help.
It'll sharpen his mind.
Right out of his skull.
His mind.
Yeah. If he's
Dies of
cursed, I
poison.
can remove curse, but I don't know if that's.
I mean,
he
you
might be
might as well
cursed.
try. And you see the woodsman just kind of look at you like, please don't ask me.
I wanted. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's obviously not something magical for the fact that of using dispel magic. Bestowing a curse won't help. More than likely remove curse.
You know what they say, 2 curses make a right.
Oh, I
Is that
totally
what they
forgot. We have
say?
another party member that's still technically cursed.
Yeah, that too. Yep. I could calm
Sal is
him
so
down.
confused.
Who else is cursed?
It's like, is it a curse? It's a blessing, right? It's a blessing.
The blessing.
I honestly don't know.
It's
Wait,
the blessing
he's a
and wolf
fucking
guys.
werewolf.
Wait, what's wrong with Hoyt?
He's got lycanthropy.
Oh yeah, that hasn't really come up too much.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a full moon.
The elf turns around and goes, well, actually, now that I think about it, if you mix mother's milk and endless wine, it does make this perfect...
You can fuck right off. I am never talking to you ever again.
That was brought to you by
Saying this
Spider.
to the
I can't,
invisible person.
I can't get the credit for that one. That was all Spider.
Good job, Spider. Good job. Props to that. Clap and a half.
Slap.
Right. Okay, so we're good? We're done talking? Yeah?
I'm done
Gonna
talking with
close
you. Fucking fuck off now. Yep.
You
Sorry,
always
that's,
have to
that
get
was
the
all
last
good.
word. No, thank you. Thank you so much for trying. I really appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
No,
I'm gonna have to turn back around.
Thank you. Oh, okay, bye.
Yeah. So, I can see if he has a curse and try to remove it, but my holy powers are still quite limited at the moment.
Holy power!
Worth a try.
Trying to find a not meta way to say that.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah, that was great.
Could you power yourself up just by screaming a lot?
Yeah, if you scream for like 4 hours straight, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure you get a level automatically. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Now-
It worked on Cartoon Network all through the 90s. So
Oh.
late 90s, early 2000s. So
Hold on, I think I got this. It's a good Bible verse. Kame.
Blast him into space.
Now,
You just suddenly see there's like this
she spirit bombs him.
This golden light just shines through the ceiling, and it's just a disapproving Thanos just shaking his head at you.
Dagmar,
But
they
he still
said,
has like the hair.
Dagmar, they said you ran a funeral home. Is that right?
But yeah.
Did you have to dig graves?
Yes?
Ah, is that part of your holy power?
No, I can.
It's a really long
Dagmar,
setup. I'm waiting
shut
for the
down.
payoff. Where is it? Come
Yeah,
on.
me too.
You already missed it. We already went over your head.
Yeah.
She's digging holes. Holy power.
Oh.
I
Right
guess I
over.
know how I was thinking my
Right
own
over.
brain now, but yeah.
Nope. Mm-mm.
My existence. is
Thank
a
you,
joke
Knack. I
now.
appreciate you.
Irena is just slitting her wrist. She's done with this bullshit.
Wait, come back.
You'll be back, I promise.
What do you mean, where's Ephraim when you need him? He's right there.
You'll be back, I promise.
That is a good one.
He's not wrong.
She just points up as she suddenly descends into lava.
Even that won't save you, sweetie.
But as you guys are talking, she just says, "Well, if you can bring his mind back, that certainly would be a good option. Alternatively, I hope I can convince him to come to the castle with us, and well, we can just kind of let him loose. Seems to still
As long as
possess
letting him
power.
loose means that he, yeah, but can he tell friend from foe? Right.
That smile does not seem.
I'm gonna look. I'm
comforting.
gonna look over at Dagmar, and then Hoyt, and then Rel, and go. No different than the rest of my party members.
Hey, yourself included. You talk to people too that aren't there.
No, I'm just talking about people that have hurt me. My own party members
Oh.
that have inflicted heavy damage on me recently.
I'm sorry, do we still have the bruise somewhere? Oh,
Is he still not over the time I was mind controlled? I was mind controlled. It wasn't my will.
Hey, could someone go get a free decanter to catch his tears? It might help grow some better grapes up here.
I don't know. That
Like
salt might kill the soil.
That was like a volleyball setup. It sounds
Yeah, it
like
was.
different
It was
cross-
Yeah, it
good.
was.
That was good.
That's a good setup.
Yeah, that was really good.
Good.
damn.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
Hit me with your best spell. Alrighty, so you head up into the quarters with Irina to see this mad mage. Sorry, I'm looking at something else at the same time, so we'll need to hear you too.
Maybe if we can get a rest in, then I can actually have the spell.
By God. I mean, we only been hiking all through the night. all
Wait,
today.
you just
You
need to
know,
remove
I-
curse?
I just feel like, maybe I didn't think we would need to remove a curse just yet.
I think
I could do that.
At the back.
with the conversation
okay.
Knack and I had, I think he's got one on hold, so I think he can do it.
All right.
Yeah, I've been holding it for a
Thank
while
God.
now.
That's what he said. Oh my God.
And that's a little weird, but I guess I'll go upstairs.
He might stop holding it then.
Sweet Jesus.
All right.
We all going upstairs?
As you walk into the.
I'm not crowding that crazy man.
Fireballs us.
Hell no. I'm staying downstairs. Y'all go have fun.
As you walk back in, walk into the room there, and Irena kind of looks around. You see that there's just what seems like a shimmering, very utilitarian-looking stone door with black metal, kind of like frame, seemingly sitting in the middle of the room, attached to nothing, just hovering there. As she goes, "This is something that he does. He disappears into what he calls his mansion, and then, well, that is where he is."
Great.
All right.
Do you like knock or something? How does this work?
Yes.
I figured there
Let
would be
me
a
let me
knock.
go first. She steps forward and nothing. She knocks
Lucy.
again. 5 minutes pass, nothing. As she's about to knock a third time, the door kind of goes open, and she's like, "Duck!" She steps around, and suddenly there's just lightning that cuts out into the wall, shooting like a big old hole into it. As you can hear Davian's just booming voice from below go, "Not again!" As Irena just shouts out, "I'm sorry! Please, my dear, come on out. It's my friends. Remember the ones that I was talking to you about?" And you just hear some like muffled grumbling from the other side as an individual steps forward. And the man that you see, I'll send you a picture on Discord because right now I can't upload pictures on Foundry, so that's great. Is this tall, bald man with a very well manicured beard, very trimly cropped, that is kind of like comes down to a pointy end, goes all the way around, has these beautiful golden rings and kind of like what looks like more, utilitarian kind of robes that actually are in some kind of a vest format. You see there's kind of like a crazed look about him. It's just like, huh? Who are you?
Do you know who you are?
No?
Just checking.
Hi, I'm Knack.
me your robes.
Dagmar.
Don't like your robes.
Looking you up and down,
Knack,
Nick.
Knack, take your clothes off.
All right, I strip down to my fundoshi.
It's Fendoshi. What?
Do you want him to put his robes
Y'all
back
heard
on,
him correctly.
or is he better like this for you, sir?
No. Robes bad. Robes.
As Irina just kind of puts a gentle hand on his shoulder.
It's alright. It's alright. They're just travelers. Lost like you and I. It's okay. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's why. Strahd, are you more of the same? Soldiers of his, spies? Oh
No. We aim to kill Strahd.
why?
Because we're not psychopaths, and we realize that he is a plague.
And you can tell that he's just trying to like see in your soul, trying to get the better views. He's just like,
You're friends with this one? Irena. My name is Irena. Yes. Friends? Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. Can you help me?
I think we have a few things we can try, but
Mhm.
I think in the end, yes, we can 100% help you. I just don't know if we're powerful enough to help you today. This may be in a week or two, once we've had a little more time to study and get a little stronger, probably have a better chance of it.
kind of looks at Irena, who just puts a reassuring hand on his back and just gives him a warm smile and a nod.
Very well then. Not here, not in this place. Come follow me.
And as you see him step through that threshold, into that magical realm that seems to be almost like a beautiful foyer, like a large spanning hall behind him.
Come on! I don't have all day.
All right, I go in.
You step in and you see a beautifully adorned, what looks like the central hall of a library. You see that there are 2 flights to this place, the second one completely open to the air, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of books that line the outside. Knack, your eyes go wide and you look around, and you see that the spines of the books seem to have lettering on it, but it shifts. And it's almost like it tries to get form and then it kind of breaks apart. Tries to take form and it breaks apart. You very quickly realize this must be a representation of what's going on in his mind in a way. However, one thing that you do see is a beautifully massive, probably easy like 15 feet tall painting of the man sitting in a beautiful high-backed red velvet chair, and at his side, kind of just like sitting at attention on its haunches, is this clearly magical blue dog. The hand kind of just scratching the back of the illusory dog. What is the most weird about it is the painting itself seems to be almost animated. Think Harry Potter.
Interesting. Like it's like following us, looking at us.
Kind of. It seems to be almost more like a loop that kind of plays through, and it certainly is like
Okay.
he paid extra so that the artist would kind of make it seem like the eyes are following you, but
Gotcha.
It's a GIF.
yeah. No, that's just a Schitt's Creek joke. Hey, what's up, Raiders?
Schitt's Creek joke. Oh my god.
Schitt's Creek is great. If you haven't seen the show, it's fantastic.
I just started watching it like 3 weeks ago on vacation, and it is my humor to a T. My whole family were sitting around laughing our butts off, and they were like,
It's so
me and my
good.
brothers are like, this is so perfect.
Yeah,
The
right?
son is the best character in the show.
He's the one who created it.
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
him and his
isn't-
dad.
Yep. And
Isn't the dad the one from American Pie?
Yep.
and
And that's his real life son.
And his
Playing
real
his
life,
son.
his real life daughter's in that too. Actually, total aside.
What?
I'll let you figure
I
out
didn't
who
know
it
that.
is, so I don't spoil
Okay.
it. Don't Google
All right.
it. Next week, we'll do
What
the big
channel
reveal.
what is it, like HBO or whatever? or-
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh shit, I don't have Netflix. So
Wow.
He's never judged you more for any character decisions, having lycanthropy. No, it is absolutely the moment that you don't have Netflix.
You don't have Netflix?
why do I need it?
Schitt's Creek.
You just learned right now why you need it. What do you mean why you need it?
God, here we go.
Why do I need to join this discussion for? That's why. That's why you need
Ow.
it. Right there.
Shh. Okay.
I'll bootleg somebody's account at work.
I would like to rage.
No.
I would like to rage. I'd like to change my class to barbarian so I can rage.
IRL.
Oh
All right.
my gosh.
So as you guys look in this beautiful mansion around, again, the bald man is kind of like seems to sit in front of the painting itself in a chair that looks remarkably like the one in the moving painting, but you see that there's like stubble across his head, and the chair itself seems to be incredibly decrepit, old, and is weathered. It seems like this magical place that he has created for himself that you find yourselves is just in a state of disrepair. As he's like, "No, very well then, go ahead and help me, whatever you need to do."
All right. I am gonna cast a spell, so don't be too alarmed. Nothing
What are you
offensive.
testing?
Remove curse.
What if you're actually cursing me? What if this is all just a conspiracy so that you can implant some kind of magical bug inside of me so that you can track me at all times? I think I see where this is going.
As
Oh my
Irena just
God.
puts like a calming hand on his shoulder. It's
He's
all
a-
right.
he's a-
It's fine. It's just a spell to try to help you. Okay?
Fine. Do it then. Why are you waiting so long?
Alrighty, as you ritually cast, and you guys stay there for a good hot minute because it's a ritual cast. So you hamana away. He comes up with all of these crazy theories about what you're actually doing to him, and every single time you guys are just like, no, stop. It's supposed to make you feel bad. Don't worry about it. And ultimately, as the curse remove curse spell goes off, it's kind of no. And he's just like starting to sob violently into his hands as Irena just kind of looks at you sadly and shakes his head, her head. Well, he takes his
Was that
head
a
and
slip
shakes
of
it.
the tongue?
Reina's really a dude.
Yep, that's all I got.
That's all, folks.
Looney Tunes. Is there something else that you could try? Irena asks.
I mean,
Pulls open my spell book.
Yeah, I'm looking at my
Enemy
spells.
dead, enemy dead, enemy dead. He just
Dead.
goes back and
I
forth
really
on the
have
same
his
page.
Fast friends?
Nice.
I could polymorph him.
Well, actually, Irena says, that would be a good way to get him inside of the castle.
True. I could
I have an
Um,
idea. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I could commune with a deity, but yeah.
You can just speak to a god.
True. This would be more a little more binding of a conversation.
What?
I can ask yes or no questions and
Oh,
essentially
I
have
thought
to
you were
answer
making
it.
some kind of a contract with a god. I thought that's, and she points towards Dagmar.
He loves contracts.
Oh, I didn't even sign a contract.
I did.
Cleric
Wasn't
prenup.
exactly a god though.
Cleric prenup. We want prenup.
Well, I suppose that would be an option. And maybe we could delve deeper into the book to find what other things you might be able to get. Erwin has told me that you have been doing that in a wagon with Esmeralda.
Yeah, it hurts sometimes. Most times.
It hurts most times.
It hurts half times.
Feels like most.
Has anybody seen Esmeralda? That's
Yeah, she left. She went back through the fog since she's a Vistani, or was a Vistani. So
You should stop playing Raid Shadow Legends. Focus.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god.
yeah, I mean, I'm willing to delve deeper into this book that's trying to kill me.
I'll go with you.
Maybe not in here though.
No, I would
What is
not.
this
No.
book?
And his eyes go crazy again. She just goes, all right, I'll deal with him. You do your book delving and we'll meet up after.
Would calm emotions help him at all?
Maybe for a bit.
I could try if it makes it easier.
Yeah, you what does it look like when you cast your calm emotions, Douglas?
There's more of the sensation of a warm glow, like that perfect sun. It's a cool, crisp kind of day, and the sun just finally hits. It's more of like that sensation and taking in that deep breath of nice, cool air and just releasing any kind of stress. And as she kind of does that, she tries to get him to mimic it.
And he's kind of like, oh,
I'll cast it.
that's nice. He said, yes. And she goes, thank you. Definitely helps.
Before we go, quick question, Arena.
Was it always a
Have you
quick question? What?
Have you ever been married?
This is a weird way to propose.
You really trying to?
It's
The man get him.
it's just-
To my knowledge, no. I
Okay.
have never been married. I don't know about previous versions of me.
no, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, on that note, real quick, rest of the group, friends of mine, have any of you ever been married?
Not me.
No.
I'm married to the game.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Hoyt, Percy,
No.
Hoyt.
Wait, sits there silently and lowers his head.
You have.
I wish not to talk about it.
This is crucial to our success in defeating Strahd. I would not press otherwise.
I'm gonna let you guys know that a fake marriage is not gonna go.
Oh,
This is you. You see, this is like when I had to prove that I was actually
Quiet.
getting married to my wife because I'm a
Quiet you.
foreigner.
quiet you. Hoyt, are they still with us?
No.
I haven't seen him.
I also lost my wife and didn't realize the spell works this way until just now. But as we were trying to... Mad Mage, we'll get back to you.
Oh, we're not talking about the scout.
I was reading my spell book, y'all.
Ceremony.
And within ceremony, I was reading through them and I was very caught off guard because there's a spell called there's a part of it called Coming of Age which I didn't really think of the relevance it could ever have. And as I was reading through it, I was like, oh, wedding, that's cute. And then it said, you get +2 armor if you're within 30 feet of each other. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then it was like, only if widowed. And I was like, well, what are the odds? Like, my whole family and wife and everyone died, but who else has a Batman backstory? And then I looked, and I was like, we got a lot of emos in here. My chances are good. But it was like, duck, duck, goose. So, Hoyt, in the eyes of the Morning Lord, will you marry me?
Hey, doesn't widowed mean someone's gotta die?
We are both widowers, technically.
Yeah, no, they.
No.
Shh.
I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to give me a proper proposal if you're gonna go about that right. You haven't even asked my fucking mother. How dare you?
Percy pulls out that cell phone.
I'm more having fun with this rather than me having to try to roll all your with David. Okay. So then, if I'm understanding my spellbook correctly here, the creature can only benefit from this right, again, if they're widowed. So technically, we don't even have to have been widowed. But since I've already started this with you, we're gonna take it home, baby.
Where do you plan on honeymooning?
Hopefully,
didn't
I'm
say
on
Barovia.
that. So,
Blocky?
coincidentally enough, I have 2 rings, and I'll pull out my necklace that has 2 rings on it.
You know, I remember talking to a priest named Jeremy Crawford, and he said the marriage is only valid if it's consummated.
Hoyt gets up and walks out of the fucking room.
Oh, I was like, he gets up. Here we go.
I was this close.
Hoyt leaves.
I was
Of
gonna
all
play it
the
out.
schemes.
I was gonna propose. Well,
Hmm?
that was. I mean, we were that
I don't-
close.
I don't know if the Morning Lord would view that as legitimate.
You look over and Percy.
I mean,
has-
as soon as you say that, I'm gonna look at Dagmar and be like, Dagmar,
No.
Will
I'm
you-
walking out.
will you marry me?
Where's my wine?
And be like, wait, and then I'm gonna turn over and I'm go, how south are we? We're pretty south, right?
Yep.
Knack.
Oh my god.
No. All right.
Like, I walk outside the room, I stick my head back in and ask Percy, did your mother visualize this shit too?
Well, as
And
you,
I'm
look over,
believe.
as you look over at Percy, he is using minor illusion to hold a bouquet of flowers, and he's super excited. He's like,
I'm just leaning back and having a drink now. David, I knew you weren't gonna let that go, but I just wanted to have fun with
That
it.
was amazing. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Poor
I'm
Lathander.
surprised you didn't
Poor Lathander's
propose
just,
to the
just
other
watching
elf.
this with like complete concern from the heavens, just like, no. No.
Oh god, that was great.
Where the attempts?
You know, shoot your shot, I guess.
Listen, I read through it and I was like, technically, I could just marry somebody, and for the next 7 days, I have +2 armor because we were married. And so then I was like, okay, who would be the meta person? And I was like, well, Hoyt, because we would both need the armor. And then I was like, we're gonna leave this up. I'm gonna take the widowed piece of it, and we're just gonna see. And then when it was like duck, duck, goose, and it fell that way, I literally went, who's the edgelord? And I was like, it's gonna come down to either Sal or Hoyt on this one.
The edgelord.
You know, there's a whole optimizer munchkin thing where one person plays a zealot barbarian and the other person plays somebody that can cast ceremony, and then you let the zealot barbarian die every 7 days. So technically, you become a widow, and then you can cast it again. So you always have that 2 AC bonus.
Wow.
It's a little crazy.
That's not little cheese. That's big cheese.
Oh, it's big
That's
cheese.
big
Yeah,
cheese.
That's like going to Wisconsin cheese.
that's Kraft. That's Kraft headquarters right there.
Yeah, crap headquarters. Yeah.
It's not technically cheese, it's just a cheese product.
I didn't even know that was in ceremony, though, and I read that. I was like, I don't give a shit about the 2 armor. I'm going to play this out, baby.
Oh man. All right. Well, Irena certainly looks at you guys differently as you guys leave the room. And head out into the room that is technically the one that should be the Mad Mage's, as Crisscross Applesauce Knack plops down with the book in front of him. Now, do you want to remind us of the last chapter that you guys read?
I was the one with the mines, no?
No, that was the one with the party or whatever, wasn't it? Where Irena and
Were you
Sergey,
Fucking went
Sergey and
crazy.
all that.
It was the one where Strahd was studying magic. He was hoping to charm Irena into loving him. Got into some dark magic. Decided he wanted to live. Sorry. Yes. Decided he wanted to live forever. He went to the.
Amber
He
Temple?
poisoned them. Sorry, he poisoned them both, thinking he gave him a love potion. The love potion actually worked on Irena towards Sergey. She fell in love with him, or sorry, Tatiana. Strahd was really pissed about that. Came to them pregnant, announcing that they're going to get married.
Sorry, the grammar sounded like Strahd was pregnant and came to Sergey and Tatiana. Fucking,
Strahd's
I'll
like-
do it by myself. I am Junior. I am Junior. I will carry this baby by my... I can't even do the accent
I
right
have a baby. You don't understand.
now. I will make Dread domain for it.
Oh my god.
I mean, honestly, if Strahd would probably be happiest if he could self-create. I mean,
Oh,
he is
God.
pretty
I
egotistical.
mean, he does have vampire spawn, so it's kind of
It does kind of
Similar vein.
perpetuate, yeah.
True.
The Queen
Anyways.
Mother died to her illness before she gets to the castle.
Look at those notes.
Strahd and his buddy Alec basically got to the prison, killed everybody there, and then released the dark power to make him immortal.
And prison, you mean the Amber Temple.
Ember Temple, yes, sorry. And then he chokes Alec and feeds on his blood, killing him.
Perfect. All right. Are you guys ready for chapter 6?
It is 10.
And Alec was like, by the way, his like most trusted like BFF.
Other than the elf.
True.
Yeah, that guy.
Since they were going in the book, Hoyt was going to go back down to that little bottle glass maker thing. And give him
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, I remember that. That went
Oh my
so
God.
well the last time.
Where they'd allow you.
It was just
Yeah.
a glob of glass that you made.
Damn it.
That was one of those things, though, jokes aside, like we're teasing him. Like, it was like a really nice gesture that he was trying to
It
do that was
Yeah.
like the equivalent of my son bringing me something. He's like, Daddy, I painted this, and it's like just a blob of paint.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. All right. We'll get to that. I promise, and remind me if I don't. Who all is going into the book?
I am.
I'll totally go.
All right, the Chaos Crew, Dagmar, Rel, and Knack, descends into
Chaos
the
Crew.
room.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
You open the metal clasps on the sides, running your fingers across. The book once again pops open, the mist pouring out of it into the room as you guys exactly just head on into the thing. And as you do, your vision once again goes completely mist covered as you hear Strahd's voice echoing throughout the mist around you. I wish you had someone like Tatiana. He enthused at me. Oh, brother. But I will. I thought. Through the mist, you guys just can hear the joyous melody that sings from the pipes of Castle Ravenloft. Its grand organ wakes you from a deep, restful slumber. The jubilance of verdant spring afternoon energizes your bones, flesh, and skin. Dozens of guests are gathered with wine in hand, conversing with people of a wide range of races and decorated in spectacular tunics and dresses of fine silks. There's light conversation going on, people joking, some other people certainly being involved in court intrigue. But then suddenly at the bong of a massive bell, boom, boom, they all draw their attention toward a beautiful stained glass window depicting a white knight and red-haired bride who seem almost alive in the sunshine and begin to walk toward a doorway leading inside. As you kind of find suddenly yourselves blinking away, you all have beautiful crystal glasses with delicious wine. There are some servants walking about with light refreshments for you guys to pick off of. As you guys look around, you see a wide arrangement of nobility starting to make their way into the cathedral itself. You guys are gonna push ahead with the rest of them into the chapel proper. And as you do, you enter a cathedral-like chapel capped by a 90-foot-tall domed ceiling raised by towering archways. The white marble walls are wreathed by strings of flowers and vines, and the decadent smell of a feast wafts down the hall, blending with the fresh air in a symphony of flowers from the gardens. Guests filter into rows of chairs set to face the ceremony along the east wall. Standing at the front of the room, as you pass, next to an altar carved with a bas-relief of angelic figures entwined with grapes of vines, is Sergei in a beautiful white coat decorated with golden tassels and a priestly pendant on a cerulean ribbon hanging from his neck. At the waist is a sword, dazzling in the chromatic fragments of sunlight gleaming through the painted glass. On his right is some kind of lady, a noblewoman in blue and gold priestly robes, standing poised to officiate. To his left, you see Strahd standing proudly in his red armor with golden angel wings and a heavy black cape. His eyes seem to just blare into you as you enter this place. You go ahead and find your seats. As you kind of look around, I'll have all of you guys make me a perception or insight check. Your guys' choice.
$15.
19.
Oh, Percy, you
22.
went into the book too.
Book.
Oh, sorry. I missed it.
Natural
You said
one.
all of you, so I thought you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be in the scene, you can certainly be in the scene.
Sure.
Alrighty. Dagmar and Percy, you guys almost have like a weird dissonance. Like there's suddenly this moment where you feel your vision shift away from your bodies and out of it, and you can see you're these human nobility that are just kind of sitting at attention, yanked out, and suddenly you find yourself within Tatiana's body, looking. You can feel the nervous energy that is coursing through her veins. You can feel the love she has for Sergei, but there's uncertainty. She feels like she doesn't have anything to offer him. She's never seen this castle this busy and is quite intimidated by just the hubbub and drum of people all around, all the attention she's suddenly receiving because of her proximity to Sergei, the beautiful man that stands beside her with the dreamy smile and the perfection that he is. She looks at herself again with that self-doubt of, who am I to marry this amazing man? You, Dagmar, seem to pierce a little bit more into that kind of feeling of familiarity and kind of fall into that. You see days flashing by of her having been living in the castle for the past few weeks and feeling out of place. And she remembers Elder, whom as now she's referring Strahd to as such, has seemed distant lately. Cold, even. More so than usual. She's getting worried that he might not approve of the union. You suddenly feel yourself yanked back into your own bodies. As you look about, suddenly the crowd is hushed. But the stillness of the moment is broken by the snap of a string and the whistle of a crossbow bolt that embeds itself in Strahd's left pauldron. As he kind of grasps towards it. Another fires off from the back of the room toward Tatiana, but is stopped by Sergei, who lunges forward to knock her from harm's way. The bolt instead embeds itself in his shoulder, and a flower of blood starts to stain his white shirt. You suddenly see there are some assailants in the back of the crowd. Everything seems to suddenly move in slow motion. You see as they're slowly starting to go and try to load another bolt into their crossbows. Guards are starting to rush towards them. But your vision is now Irena's again for a second, or I should say Tatiana's, as you look towards Strahd. For you see his mouth is slightly agape. His teeth are elongating. His pupils are getting smaller and smaller until they turn into pinpricks, watching the bloom of blood expand further and further outward on the shoulder of Sergei. You recognize the assailants in the back now being struck dead in slow motion by the guards. The assassins that they are, probably sent from other kingdoms and such to strike a mortal blow the powerful kingdom that is the Zarovich family. But you just watch as Strahd pushes you as Tatiana to the side and onto the altar, stepping forwards, grabbing Sergei's throat, lifting him up like he's just a bag of rice. And with that, you suddenly hear just the echo from the Amber Temple all around. There's no hesitation. You watch as a craved animal suddenly appears where Strahd had been standing but a moment before. His hands piercing into the chest of his brother, peeling it open like an orange, and just biting into it as his face suddenly becomes this massive morphed thing that is like a massive werebat. His entire form starts to kind of shift and pop as he buries his maw inside of his brother's chest. And you hear the sickening pop of a heart that no longer exists. You watch as feebly in his hands Sergei has the sword trembling, just looking down at his brother going, "Why? It drops to the cobblestone inside of the chapel and shatters. The blood seeps through the cobbles. As you guys all rush out, you're suddenly in the middle of the hundreds of people that are getting out of the chapel. You hear the screaming, the shouts. Suddenly you see a guard fly overhead and just kind of come down into a heap. As you look over your shoulder, you see a monster stepping forward, but seems to be walking on its knuckles. Brown, short fur kind of extending backwards. You see a long, pointed ear on each side of the head. What seems to be arms that are now winged, with the red armor still covering it. Jumping up over you guys towards a couple other assailants that seem to have been able to run away from the crowd, ripping their heads off, throwing it away. As you guys look around, you watch as in the door to the chapel, Tatiana just stands trembling. And you watch as her eyes meet Strahd's, and Strahd just so slowly shifts back into a smaller form. He's like, no, Diana, no. And she kind of just backs away from him. Is like, well, what is happening? What you're frightening me? What is? Oh God! What happened? Oh! And she just kind of collapses down next to Sergei. You suddenly see as he's trying to comfort her, kind of kneeling beside the dead body of his brother, his eyes wide in shock, his hands trembling at what he had just done. You hear the click, multiple other bowstrings. As multiple bolts just stick out the front of his chest.
Oh, no, not like this. Oh.
And he just collapses over the dead body of Sergei. Suddenly, you feel yourselves yanked out of the book violently. You hear,
The blackness return, covering me, covering the world, never to lift. It weighed on me, heavier than the mountain, smothering and crushing me into something less than dust. But I was looking at dead men. Before another hour passed, I sent them wailing on their way to rotting hell. All of them. All except the traitor behind them.
as you're yanked out, you kind of look at each other like, what? And there's confusion clearly painted across all of you guys' faces, for the events described within the book seem to be somewhat out of step with some of the things you guys have been told, the things that you guys have witnessed, and you get the feeling that as this book was penned by Strahd, it certainly has a different recollection of events. And the way that he might paint himself may be a key to try to use his ego against him. Knack, you can now ritually cast Ceremony. Oh,
What a
man.
troll! What a troll DM!
I was so excited. I was so excited when I remembered that. I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. You can't make this shit up. All right, y'all. Well, that's where we're gonna leave it off for this week. We're gonna do a raid, so hang around for just one more second so we can find another stream. Also, quick call out: if you guys follow, sub, or cheer, you guys are automatically entered into a drawing to get a copy of Fizzband's Guide to Dragons on D&D Beyond. It's gonna be a digital copy at the end of the month. So again, follow, cheer, subscribe, and you guys are gonna be automatically entered into that. Let's find a good place where we can raid, and then we can finally let Sal go to bed, because the poor Boo Boo was just having a hard time tonight.
It was the 3-7% drinks I had there. They hit me hard at the end there.
Oof. All right, where's the raid channel? There's the raid channel. With that, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another week. We'll be back next week, and man, things are getting down to the wire. This is gonna be planning the assault.
In the home stretch.
Yep, Castle Ravenloft. That's gonna be good. But preparations to be made, planning to be done. That'll be interesting too. In any case, we'll be raiding someone here soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stick around for 10 more seconds, and we'll see you guys next week.